am back. I am back. I am back. How are you doing? How are you doing? I hope you are well. I hope everything is going well for you this Tuesday. I hope everything went good at work. You know, we're on the second day into getting work. My apologies for having to take off yesterday. I had like a fluke type of not feeling well. My sinuses was acting crazy. My back was hurting. So I had to pull out the old school remedies to, knock whatever was in my system that was trying to attack my system. I had to knock it out real quick. So now I feel great. I feel better. I feel like myself. So I just want to also say I appreciate everyone who said, "Oh, feel better," and was checking up on me. I truly, truly appreciate you. You don't know how much that means to me. And let's say shout out to the few of the original crew who was all about worried about Miss MJ over here. Mr. Brucey, as always, shout out to you, sir. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. Bro, I truly, truly appreciate you. And thank you very much. I really do appreciate you. And I'm hoping you're having a great day, And let's see who else we have. We have young Riaz. How you doing, little bro? Thank you so much. And I truly appreciate your concerns and worrying about me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It means a lot to me. Truly appreciate it. Truly appreciate it. And Miss Joanne, it's good to see you, darling. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Hope everything is well with you, sis. Appreciate you for being here as always, as always. And then we have Sean. How you doing, Sean? It's good to see you this Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you. Hope everything is going well with you and the family. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate you. I truly appreciate every single last one of you who come in to just chill out with me, hang out with me. Truly appreciate it. Truly, truly, truly. All right. So I do have 3 cases for you guys. So just make sure you're hitting the like button for me while you're coming in. Or if you want to hit the down button, it's good. Nonetheless, it will help me stay in the algorithm. And also share this out. Share this out to anyone who is interested in these type of reviewing of these old cases. Okay. I truly appreciate all of you. So the case I have that I'm going to go over with you today is an entitled killer goes insane. Like, we'll see her kind of, I guess, act out in the interrogation after she finds out that nobody is buying her nonsense and that she's going to be going away for a very long time. So it's kind of interesting when we see someone who is like, have social personality disorders, full-blown narcissists, or even psychopath kind of go in rage because the things that normally works in their life is not working now. And we're going to see this today. Okay, so let me go ahead and pull up my screen and we can get into it. Oh, let's see. Yeah. Let me go ahead and pull up my screen and then we'll get into it. All right, and here we go.
This is 31-year-old Camilla Gamet, losing her mind just 3 hours after committing a brutal crime.
We have a situation that looks like you cold-bloodedly murdered somebody.
And now she can do nothing but sit back and watch as her life falls apart.
The honesty is probably the most important thing for you and going forward with your life.
What do you mean going forward with my life? You just told me I'm going to jail anyway, right?
I agree with the family. I hope you die in prison as well.
Living in their Jackson, Michigan apartment, 31-year-old Camilla Gamet and 38-year-old Marcel Hill were a mismatched couple. Marcel was a high school graduate and fast food worker, but life had dealt him a rough hand. He suffered from scoliosis and meningitis, had physical abnormalities, and was cognitively impaired because of fetal alcohol syndrome. These conditions were so debilitating that even managing basic tasks like paying bills was a monumental challenge. On the other hand, Camilla had issues too, but of a completely different nature. She lived in 13 different foster homes, had a history of domestic violence, and was known to abuse substances frequently. Although it seemed she found peace with Marcel during their relationship, it was for reasons far more sinister. In August of 2012, Camilla became Marcel's chore provider. In return, she received a portion of his SSI benefits, estimated between $1,000 and $3,000, and gained partial control over his finances. Over time, however, the relationship very quickly deteriorated as the two frequently got into physical altercations. By the end of 2013, Marcel was at his wit's end and wanted more control over his finances. But this is when everything began to go wrong. On March 3, 2013, Marcel reported to a hospital with a collapsed lung and sutures to his chest. 5 days later, on March 8th, Camilla hit him in the back of the head with a hammer. At the time, Marcel survived and decided not to press charges, despite warnings from his loved ones. This would prove to be a grave mistake. 2 months.
So I'm just gonna go offer the basics of what they're saying in this video. They were in a very toxic, abusive relationship, and it seemed like this was a union that was formed from miscomings, right? It was trauma. It was a trauma bonding relationship. He had a whole bunch of things going on with him, especially with his health. She had a lot of stuff going on with her from her youth, being in a toxic, abusive family structure, going to so many different foster care systems. So it's like them going together, it was just like, we just need to help each other out. We need to help each other out. We don't have the connection and the support system that we actually supposed to have, for our certain situations. It doesn't even seem like she was getting any therapy either. But then now this is when a trauma bonding situation turns into the things that you cannot address, or you won't get professional help to address about you from the things that you're suffering. You take it out on the partner that you're there with, right? Because they're the closest person to you. So everything that you're feeling inside, you're going to just throw it on them. You're going to throw it on them. You don't have nobody else to release your anger, release your frustration, the things that you're still mad about from 10 years, 20 years before. It now goes on to the person that is in close proximity to you. But keep in mind, her situation is a little bit different. There was also financial gain by being with this man. He needed someone who could be somewhat of a caretaker, and she also got money to pay their bills and probably access to use the funds for other things as well, which worked out for her, right? And it seemed when he was starting to pull back, that was the more when she started to get aggressive with him and physical with him, because she wanted to maintain control of his finances, and she didn't want to give it back. She didn't want to get to the point where he's like, you know what, I appreciate everything that you've done, but we are really not working out. We are hurting each other. This is toxic. Maybe I just need to go ahead and get a actual home caretaker, put my money in, invest in an actual person who is going to, really help me out, with the bills and stuff like that, So, already with the whole thing, like hitting him in the side, hitting him in his head, cracking his skull and stuff like that. And then for him not to even want to press charges, he didn't want to press charges because number one, he still haven't solidified whether or not if he has the funds or he can get the assistance that he needs, probably get another place to stay so he can budget properly. They already said in the beginning he had an issue with even paying his bills. That's a part of the illnesses that he has. He can't even pay his bill. It's a struggle to do it. So he probably did it in that way. And as well, he do kind of feel like, he owed her something, like they owe something to each other. He didn't want her to get in trouble. He knew her past. I'm sure he knew her past. So he didn't necessarily blame it on, she just want to be evil and mean with me. It's also about a lot of trauma and things that's triggering her that's doing these things. But nonetheless, it's already not going. It's not going good. It's not going good already. So let's see who's in the chat. I know a couple people popped in. Hey, Barry, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope everything's well with you, sir. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Let's see. Joanne says, sometimes I wish I could freak out like she did, but it's not likely. Yeah, I know, right? Sean said, not reporting the violence was his first mistake. I agree. I totally agree. Let's see. Barry said, it seems that people in foster care system has crazy issues. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff that goes on in foster care system, to me personally, and I could be wrong, but the foster care system was a idea that was supposed to be a positive. And then what happened with everything? A few bad apples gets in there and all this type of craziness and corruption and stuff happens. If you talk to some people who've been in the foster care system, the stories that they will tell you will probably, have you on the floor boiling out of control. It's unbelievable of what some of these kids actually deal with, Joanne said 12 different foster homes is ridiculous. Yeah. That means she had problems. She had some serious problems. Hey, unique goddess, how are you? I think this is my first time seeing you here. Welcome. Hit the like button. I hope you stay with us the remaining of the time. Turkey, how are you? Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. Happy Tuesday. I hope everything's going well with you, sir. I appreciate you being here. He said, hey, MJ, working, so I'm going to be listening in, but I hope everyone is having a great Tuesday. Oh, yes. Thank you so much. And you do your thing. Keep the work going on. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you just stopping by. I really do. Barry says, some people come into this world and into horrible situations that do not get better with time. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah. And it's sad, really. It's really, really sad if you think about it. Yes, it's caused by the mama drinking excessively while she's pregnant. Yeah, that's what the one of the illness that he has. That's how that happens. Hey, Mo Love, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope everything is well with you, dear. Hope everything is well with you. Let's see. Helping me does not give you the right to abuse me. It sure don't, right? And it's bad because a lot of people actually think like that. Like, because I help you, I'm able to get away with a little bit more. Testing boundaries, right? We should say. Let's see. Hi, Frank Jones. How are you? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Hope everything's going well with you, sir. Thank you so much for stopping by. Mo says, a few bad apples ruins the bunch. Yes, it does. It does. Bad apples getting paid. Yes, Miss Joanne. Yes. It's awful. It's such a wrecked system. Yeah, I agree. There's no vetting in the foster care. It really isn't. I have never really heard about some true vetting in the foster care system. So let's see. Oh, hey, LeVar, how you doing? Yes, I'm back. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Happy Tuesday to you, sir. Happy Tuesday. Let's see. And I thank you so much, Joanne, for your compliment and your statement. I appreciate it. Oh, thank you very much. If you could hit the like button for me while you're headed in or listening in, even if you just stop it in to just say hi, I would truly appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it. William, how are you doing? It's good to see you, sir. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I hope everything's going well with you, dear. He said a few people do fostering just for the paycheck and don't care about those put in their care and don't treat them well or abuse them. Yeah, it's sad, and I don't like when I hear individuals doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these kids, especially when they're younger, they're really looking for a parent. They're really looking for love and support. They're not looking to be abused. They're not looking to be taken advantage of or exploited. It doesn't help. It doesn't help all the way around. And if you really think about it, when you do that to children, and you remember, sometimes foster children are taken away from their parents because their parents are deemed unfit, right? It's not always that the parent couldn't just afford them or the parent died or whatever. Not sometimes it could be because the parents are unfit and they've been abusing them. To lead them back into another situation like that, you wonder why we have some of the issues that we have in society now, where they have social problems or they can't trust people. They have trust issues, or they start to develop characters that they're always manipulating and exploiting other people because that's what they feel like this is what people do, right? They haven't seen the other thing. Bruce says, imagine everything you own will fit in a bag and you move everywhere for a few weeks. Yeah, absolutely. That's just crazy. Well, I mean, I know how that feels. Trust me, I know how that feels because of my my career. But yeah, it's not easy. It's quite hard. Thank you so much, Sean. I appreciate you. People acting like they like you, but they really don't. Yeah. Yeah. It said happy Tuesday, all is good. Working holiday here is Mama's house. Oh, okay, good. Shout out to Mama. Say hi to Mama for me. All right, so let's go ahead and look at a little bit more of the video.
Later, at 3 a.m. on May 18th, several 911 calls were made from the same number to report a man bleeding in an apartment in Lansing Avenue. When officers arrived, they discovered a horrific scene. The apartment was completely ransacked, and on a deflated mattress lay Marcel Hill, bludgeoned and stabbed to death. But where was the 911 caller? To find them, dispatchers pinged the phone the call was made from, and officers soon discovered Camilla covered in blood right outside the apartment. She was immediately brought in for questioning, though detectives had no idea just how unhinged she truly was. The following footage has been provided to us by the Jackson Police Department.
Hey Zero, how you doing, babe?
After realizing that breaking out of handcuffs in a secure police station interview room is futile, Camilla does what any normal human accused of homicide would in this situation: nap for the next several hours until a detective walks in.
Camilla? Hi, my name's Gary Schutte. I'm a detective here with the police department. You mind sitting up for me for a minute?
Well, get on leave. I want to go home and go sleep.
Okay. Where do you live at?
I'm walking. I don't know.
What's that?
Not far.
Not far? You don't know your address?
Over Mason.
Mason Street?
Yes.
Okay. I need to talk to you a little bit.
Okay.
Right now you're in the police department and everything,
I know.
so you know that, right? And I think I dropped my pen. Hold on just 2 seconds. Okay? Slipped out here. You from Jackson?
Yeah, I was thinking that too,
yeah,
Sean.
Kinda?
Leave after this?
Well, I don't know.
Why?
I'll be honest with you. Because it's a pretty serious incident here.
They told me they just need to talk to me. That's it, though.
You're right. We just do need to talk to you. You know, I don't understand. I want to understand exactly what's going on here.
Okay.
Okay? How do you spell your name with a C?
CMA.
C-A-M-I-A. What's your middle?
Tiffany.
Tiffany's your middle? How do you spell that?
T-I-F-F-A-Y.
And how do you spell your last name?
G-A-M-E-T.
G-A-M-E-T. How far have you gone through school?
10.
What was the last school you went to?
Herbert Hoover.
What's it called?
Herbert Hoover.
Where's that at?
Iowa.
Oh my gosh. Can you read and write?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you taken any drugs today?
No.
She only got to 10th grade.
Any prescription drugs or anything like that?
No.
Okay. What about alcohol?
Yeah, I have some alcohol already.
How much have you had?
A couple beers at the bar.
What bar did you go to?
Jack's.
Where's that at?
Over by Manhattan's.
She definitely
Okay.
is on the spectrum,
When's the last time you drank?
but now it's to
What time is it now?
examine how
Oh, it's
far.
about 6 in the morning.
Because it seemed like,
Oh my
you know, she's on the violent spectrum.
Maybe 12. I don't know.
No
Exact.
problem, Miss Joanne, no problem.
Do you feel like you're drunk right now?
No. Just cold. And tired.
You tired?
Yes, don't want to go to sleep.
Are you too tired to talk to me right now?
No, I'd like to talk to you so I could leave.
So I wanted to stop it here. So I want to just basically go over her body mannerism. After just finding out that she only made it to school up to the 10th grade, and we heard that she went to 12 different foster houses, you can automatically tell that she has her mentality is still equivalent of a teenager. Even though she is a grown woman, she still has the mentality of the troubled teenager or youth that she was prior to then. You can definitely look at it by how she's sitting. This is how a lot of young people and youth, this is how they sit when they're about to get in trouble. They seem like they're kind of annoyed. They seem like they don't really want to answer questions. They like, when is this going to be over? She also put in her hand on her face, signifying that, she kind of feels that, she's stuck. She's stuck, and she doesn't really want to answer the question. We can also see that she has the other arm laying against her lap. So the way how she's leaning in this way is more so of that's her coping, as well as she's not going to give as much information. She wants this to be over. She's even pretty much thinking like, why am I here? But you could tell that she knows that she's somewhat in trouble. So I'm getting that. I'm reading that. This is something that we would have seen in any youth right now getting in trouble. She has that type of mentality. She reverted right back to that. So I just wanted to let that be known. Hey, sweetheart, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for coming in. I hope everything is well with you, dear. Hope everything's well with you. Sean says, I was thinking the same thing. She's not leaving for a long time. No, nope, 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 nope. Nope. She's not leaving for a very, very long time. They're going to have to get them answers, Young BS says, with me personally, I am guilty conscious. Oh, well, if you know right from wrong, you could have a guilty conscience. Absolutely. If you feel that type of guilt. But let's go on.
Okay. I have to read you your rights. Okay? Have you ever had your rights read to you before?
It depends. Just go ahead.
I'm sorry, you have or no?
I don't know. It depends on what.
Oh, you don't know what?
All right, please.
Okay. Before you answer questions or make a statement, you must fully understand your rights. 1, you have a right to remain silent. 2, anything you say can and will be used against you in court of law. 3, you have a right to consult a lawyer before you answer questions.
Happy birthday to you, sweetheart. Thank you for stopping by. Oh my God, I feel so special. You came to stop by for your birthday. Girl, you go enjoy your birthday. Happy birthday to you, love. Happy birthday.
You answer questions or make a statement without consulting a lawyer, having a lawyer present. You still have the absolute right to stop
Thanks,
anytime you wish to answer no further questions.
This case
no is
statement. A woman unalived her boyfriend, gruesomely, and she started going out and spiraling.
These are your rights, and what they say pretty much here is like on number 1, you don't have to speak with me if you don't want to. If you say something, it can be used against you in court. If you want a lawyer, you can have one at any point.
Hey,
if you can't afford
Mr.
one, they'll give you one and it won't cost you anything. So that doesn't have to be anything that you need to worry
old
about.
cases.
Okay?
And we also discussed the psychology of what's going on in the interrogation room, and what is the prosecutor's thinking, what is the DA's thinking, and we go over the psychology of said suspect as
at this point, we're
why they do the things that they do. But thank you for coming. I appreciate you.
A homicide.
A homicide. Okay? So at this point, we're looking at this, and we're trying to figure out exactly what happened. So you're saying that
somebody is dead?
Uh-huh. Somebody is dead.
And who is dead?
Marcel. Okay, does that make sense to you?
Marcel is dead.
Yes. Does that make sense to you that I said what I said, that Marcel is dead?
No, I didn't know that.
Okay.
If the lights are on but nobody's home was a person.
All right, she already messing up. First of all, they know that you live with Marcel. You had access to his funds from the illnesses that he was getting, right? So they know. She just literally just said that she doesn't even know who Marcel is. And then when they said that Marcel is dead, she went real quiet. She went real quiet, as in to act like she don't know what they're talking about. That was her trick, that to act like she don't know what they're talking about. But if that was, how can I put it? If that's your lover that you love and stuff like that, you was really concerned or whatever, that you'd be like, oh my God, are you serious? I can't believe it. I can't believe it. She ain't even like that. Now she's not even acknowledging that she even knows a Marcel. The problem is that we know she has mental issues, right? What they have to do is find out, was her mental issues the reason why she lashed out and finally took Marcel's life. This is why they want to speak with her, okay? Because they want to make sure and confirm that she was in conscious state of mind when she decided to unalive Marcel and also run off with his resources, right? Because she had already was a signer on it, so she can just continue to use his resources, right? They want to find out whether her illness have anything to do with this. So let's go on. Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Ace 88. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Sean says she was found with bloody clothes in close proximity to the crime. Right. So even with that, right? So again, they have to question her because she could have had a manic episode, but they got to make sure, because if she decides later on to go get a lawyer and now she's going to use the fact that she has a record of having a schizophrenia, she has a record for having a bipolar personality, she has record of having anger management issues due to her going to so many foster care, she will try to use the insanity plea. But they need to confirm whether or not if that was the case in this situation, or was it strategic for what you did for Marcel? What was the intent was for you to continue to use his money? But let's go on. Let's go on and see what else she has to say.
It would be Camilla. Even though she has been dating Marcel for a year very publicly, she thinks she can get away with pretending not to know him. In part, however, this knee-jerk reaction could be because of the state she's in. When officers initially found her, she was inebriated and very clearly drunk. But exactly how drunk she is something that a breathalyzer test can answer.
What I would like you to do is take a preliminary breath test for me. Would you be willing to do that?
Yeah.
See where your alcohol level is?
Yes.
Okay.
That's very interesting, William. They could, right? Also, if the history about them both being violent with each other, they might take that into consideration too, and not say that it's first degree, but a second degree. Maybe a domestic violence occurred, and then it just went all the way left after that point. That's a good one, William. Thank you.
Okay, just need to take a deep breath and blow in there as hard as you can. One more time. Thank you. Okay. You're at 0.18. So you drink more than a couple of beers, huh?
No, I didn't.
No?
It was a pitcher of beer. I had a couple glasses.
Did you drink any other drinks?
No.
Okay. Do you feel all right to talk with me?
Yeah, what are you going to talk about?
Okay. Let me go through this real quick, all right? This just says that the above statement of my rights has been read and explained to me. I've had an opportunity to ask questions concerning my rights, and I now fully understand what my rights are. I wish to answer questions or to make a statement without consulting with a lawyer, have a lawyer present during questioning. Waive my rights to remain silent in the presence of a lawyer at this time. I wish to state no promises or threats have been made to me, against me, or any others. Okay, just need your signature there.
What am I signing for?
This says that I've read your rights to you, and that I haven't promised you anything. Okay. Can you date it too, please? Date 5/18/13. Thank you.
Despite her boyfriend having been brutally murdered just hours ago, Camilla is completely zoned out, unaware that she might even be a suspect. However, that is about to change very soon.
What I wanted to talk to you about was the last time you saw Marcel.
I was at a friend's house, okay?
Uh-huh.
She wanted to go over and see Marcel.
Okay.
When we got over there, it was dark. The door was open. I went in there. We went in there. Marcel was laying there. There was a lot of blood. She called the ambulance. Then she panicked, and she left. Then I tried to wake Marcel, but he wasn't responding. I panicked, and I left. That's it.
Okay. About what time did you get there?
I don't know. I didn't look at the clock.
Was it before the police got there? Just before?
It was before she called them, yes.
Okay. Who is your friend?
Her name is Ashley. That's all I know.
Ashley?
Yes, just Ashley.
What, do you know what her last name is?
No.
Is she a white girl, a black girl, Hispanic?
She's mixed.
Mixed white and
Black
black?
and white.
How old is she?
She's about 25.
25? Can you describe her to me?
She's about 135 pounds, light skin. That's all I can really describe me.
So that's a little concerning to me, because when he asks you what time of day and all those other situation or even a location, you couldn't give that detail. But now when he asks you about your friend or the person that you're supposed to be drinking with, you know her. Do you even know her blood type at this point? You knew her, how much she weighed. You knew how tall she was. You just knew so much. So it's like, so again, there's the problem, right? You can't say when he asks you about what time did you do this and all the stuff like that, you say, I don't know. I will take into consideration that if this is her friend and she's been friend with her for a very long time, she might, of course, she's going to know how she looks, right? And what she, or how her face look, whether she has long hair, blonde hair, whatever not. But the way how she's given detail as in how much exactly she weighs, like that's beyond. I don't understand how you even know that information. Like, well, how do you know your friend weighs 125 pounds? But then you don't know what time it was when you actually started drinking. That's just crazy to me. Very crazy to me. But let's go on. Let's hear what else she has to say.
About 5'3".
5'3".
Short blonde hair right here.
Short what?
Short blonde hair right here. About right here.
Okay.
Ashley sounds like a pretty convincing character, until you realize that's all it is, a character, as Ashley doesn't exist at all. When Camilla attacked Marcel with a hammer, Marcel ran off to his cousin's house. While he was there, he stated that Ashley was an alias Camilla often used to call 911 after starting false arguments that she would leverage to assault Marcel. In a similar instance, Camilla stabbed Marcel in the chest with a knife and then stitched up his wounds herself. This incident was never reported to authorities. Even with such...
Wow, that is crazy. Hey, Flower, how are you, darling? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Hope everything is going well with you, dear. Hope everything is going well with you. And South Coast said, that's crazy. Yeah, it is, right? See, Nunu says, always concerned when there's a special details in part, but not others. Totally agree. Shout out to you, Nunu, the first time he's seeing you, I think. Happy Tuesday to you, dear. Yeah, but this is really crazy because they have already interview Marcel's cousin, and I guess Marcel, I guess, lost his life or something like that, or possibly went over there one time when they had domestic violence and she tried to crack his head open or stab him. He went over to his cousin's house and he told his cousin, hey, listen, when we use this regular name, we make up this random person when it comes down to the police situation, because we don't want no one to get in trouble. We don't want us to get in trouble. We don't want to put our name in the system and stuff like that. So now to hear that not only have she stabbed him before and he was bleeding out, and then she had to sew him back up, like, do y'all understand how crazy that their relationship has to be? That you are literally, excuse me, guys, you're literally stabbing each other, sewing up y'all wounds, hitting each other in head with hammers and stuff, cracking each other's skulls. And it seemed like poor Marcel got the brunt of it, really. I mean, with the scoliosis and all the other things that he had, I don't really think that he was that much of a threat to this woman who is angry and has anger management issues. But you could just definitely tell that there was a lot going on for a while between these individuals. And I'm quite honest, the things that I'm hearing that Marcel went through, she hated his guts. This is not, I was just angry in the spirit of the moment. She literally have tried to unalive him so far, from what we heard, about 3 times. 3 times. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Oh, hey, Maria. Hi, Maria. How are you doing? Hope everything's well with you. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Okay, let's go on.
Such a well-documented history of abuse. This is only the beginning of Camilla's terrible, terrible lies.
When was the last time you saw Marcel?
When we went over there before she called the ambulance.
I'm saying the same thing.
I'm sorry.
Like, what
Before
is going
that, when
on?
was the last time you saw him?
Earlier today. I don't remember what time.
Okay. Ashley called the ambulance, not you?
Yes. I don't have a phone.
Okay. Is he a boyfriend of yours?
No.
Has he been a boyfriend of yours?
No, not exactly.
Can you explain to me what your relationship with him has been?
Just casual friends.
Do you have a sexual relationship?
We had before.
When's the last time you had a sexual relationship with him?
About 3 months ago.
Not her not claiming her boyfriend. Not her not claiming her boyfriend. Talk about, no, we wasn't in a relationship. It wasn't even like that. It was a situationship. Okay, so ma'am, here's my point again. If it was a situationship, and this is why I love how the detectives, I love how their minds operate. If it was a situationship, he wasn't your boyfriend, right? And we'll hear whether or not, if she tells about their agreement, as she would be like a caretaker and she needed a place to stay, and that's why she was residing with them, and they tried to make a relationship work, but it didn't happen. We'll see if she says something like that. But if you are not in a relationship with him, and y'all not, y'all not trying to build a relationship, why do you have access to his resources? And then also, why are you assaulting him the way that you are? You made it seem at first that you didn't even know who Marcel is, but now all of a sudden the detective give a little information to let them know that, listen, we know who Marcel is to you, and now you're saying, oh no, it wasn't even like that. It wasn't even like that. I want y'all to also pay attention that you notice that not once have she looked the detective straight in her eye. She can't. She knows she can't look him straight in the eye because she knows she can't look him dead in his face and tell the lie and it be believed. So instead of her looking at him, what she does, she puts her head down. This is another form of a tactic too, but it also lets you know that this person is also trying to think up things that make sense to move them away from the victim. Move them away from the victim and also move them away from the situation. This is all strategic whatsoever. Let's see. What happened? Flower. Oh no, no, I had to make the true blue, the true blue has to be the flower, the true blue has to be the mods. The true blue of the channel have to be the mods. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. It's nothing. Don't worry about it, Miss Flower. Don't worry about it. Thank you for being curious, my dear. William says, there seems to be an element of that film broken here, with many factors of making people up and carrying for his wounds, remembering certain details, forgetting others. Right. Yeah, it's a lot of trickery, a lot of strategic things that she's doing in here. She's trying to lean on the fact that I'm sure they pulled her record and they know that she do have mental issues. She's trying to lean on the fact that she doesn't know what today is. She doesn't know what this location is. However, she knew how to talk. She knew how to identify to the T that fake friend that we just now found out that was a fake friend. That person don't even exist. And then now, she doesn't even. She's not even with Marcel. She wasn't even in a relationship with Marcel. Oh, it wasn't like that. Oh, the last time I was sexually involved with Marcel was 3 months ago. But you didn't know him at first, right? Sean said a situationship. I'm going to use that, MJ, if you don't mind. Please go on ahead, Sean. Many of us do get caught in situationships. Oh, great. Oh, you talking to him? Yeah, she's intoxicated and lying. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. She has instant dementia. That's what she's trying to do, Flower. That's what she's trying to say. Let's go.
Does Ashley have a sexual relationship with it?
Nothing.
Not that you know of?
No.
How long have you known Marcel?
10 years.
Where'd you meet him at?
Downtown when he used to live at the Adams Motel.
Okay. What's your address right now?
I'm kind of here and there.
Okay. Do you live there with Marcel?
No.
Your name's on the mailbox.
Okay.
Do you get mail there?
That name just got put in the mailbox like yesterday or something.
Who put it on there?
Marcel did.
Why'd you do that?
I'm so sorry, guys. That clip took me off guard. It was like, do you live with Marcel? She's like, no. Well, your name, your mail's going there. Okay. Oh, that's crazy. Hey, Lord, how are you? How are you? Happy Sunday. Oh, no, not even Sunday. Look at me accent thinking that it's the weekend. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Bruce says, no matter how much they drink, they are in the same state of mind. Yeah. Yes, I agree. Flower said, kind of surprised more don't fake dementia, right? Mm-hmm. Shoot. Sweetheart said, shoo. Hey, how you doing, Rakisha? How you doing? Happy Tuesday to you. Happy Tuesday to you. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. All right, let's go on a little bit more.
To get a piece of mail.
For your mail?
Yeah, because I'm in between places. I didn't have an address.
Okay. How did you get all the blood all over you?
I was trying to wake him up. And there was glass. I stepped in glass. It was broken glass. I stepped in glass. I don't know nothing else.
Okay. Did you have an argument with him tonight at all?
No.
Nothing like that?
No.
I know that you've been in some arguments with him in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like you guys have had a kind of a difficult relationship.
Well, we haven't had a relationship exactly, but yes, sometimes in the past we have. Okay.
It looks like, judging from some of the stuff that maybe he's been to you. Is that true?
Yes, sometimes, yes.
Was he to you tonight?
No.
It is tragic to see
thank you,
Camilla
Mama.
put all
Thank
the
you. I've
blame
been
on
taking my
Marcel for
vitamins,
the issues
eating
in
my
their relationship.
greens, and minding my
According to
business.
Marcel's case manager,
Thank you.
Lorenz, the only thing he craved in life was normalcy, and his best shot at this was having someone he loved. Even in the face of all the violence he suffered, he still believed and told Lorenz that Camilla loved him. But for Camilla, it was never about love in the first place. Marcel's aunt went on to testify that she practically raised Marcel. For his entire life, he never had trouble with his money, but after he met Camilla, he started to be.
So it's crazy though. It's that guy wasn't really in love with her. He really wasn't in love with her. He always wanted a safe place, love, commitment, support, and he really thought that he had it in her. So that makes sense why he allowed the abuse to continue to go on, why he just allowed her to stab him and then sew up his wounds and not get the police involved. Because it's just like, you mean a lot of the stuff that they said that happened between them, the domestic violence altercation, like I don't know any man today in my circle who would have allowed that to happen. None whatsoever. But to now hear that he really did love her and he made excuses for her, but it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same for her. She didn't feel the same way for him. Let's see. Miss Flower said it's very pretty. The new lotion? Nope. No new lotion. No new lotion. Same old lotion. Let's see. Sean said, "Why didn't you stay with him and call 911 if you didn't know, or if you did him no harm?" Right, exactly. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. If you didn't do it, you said that there was glass on the floor, and that's the reason why you had blood all over you, or you try to wake him up. But if you try to wake him up, why didn't you call 911? Then she strategically said earlier that she didn't have a cell phone. Well, I'm sure Marcel had a cell phone. And if he didn't have a cell phone, he had a house line. I'm sure, right? How else would he get the prescription and things that he needs for the house? Because he can't do it by himself. He's going to have to be on the phone, speak to the doctor, give him the prescriptions and stuff like that. So there was some form of communication that could have had happened when you found him. Supposedly, you found him on the floor, bloody, with glass all over the floor, and you went down to help him, but then you left. And then you strategically called 911 from another location, acting like you were some random caller saying, "Hey, I'm just gonna give you a tip that something happened in this house." It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, I know my facial expressions, Williams. It is what it is. They get weird sometimes. My bad. Let's see. Hey, how you doing? We unlocked. Good to see you. Happy Tuesday. All right, let's go on.
Overdrawn on his bank accounts. She strongly believed that Marcel was being controlled by Camilla. Even besides these statements, detectives have a crucial piece of information that can verify if Marcel really was violent or not.
Some people heard you guys arguing tonight. What was your argument about?
I don't know about an argument, sir.
What's that?
I don't know about an argument.
Well, I'm just trying to understand this.
Okay. I don't know about an argument.
I don't mean to upset you.
No, you're not upsetting me. I'm upset that Marcel's dead.
Okay. What upsets you about that?
I've known him for years.
Okay.
Can you tell me what he died from?
Bitch! Excuse my language. Don't come for me. The cursive, please. But BITCH, what the hell are you talking about? How are you asking what did he die from when you said that you found him on the ground, you had blood on your clothes, you said that you tried to wake him up, you said there was glass on the floor. You mean to tell me that you don't have an idea or an inkling what he died from? And then all of that, all of that to boot, you initially started out that you didn't even know who Marcel was. Now, all of a sudden, you want to say that you're upset and you're panting back and forth because he's dead. But when he initially told you Marcel was dead, you had no response. You stood quiet for about 15 seconds and then went to say that you didn't even know who Marcel is. But now all of a sudden, you know who Marcel is. You knew him for 10 years and you don't know what he died from. If this girl don't have several seats, if she doesn't have several seats on that bull crap, like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Flower said, I missed the beginning. Who did she kill? Her boyfriend, Flower. Her boyfriend. Yeah. That's, like, she's really trying hard to play stupid. She really is. She even had the audacity to say, I don't even know about no fight. Ma'am, he just told you that your neighbor said that y'all had an altercation. They heard screaming. She don't say, well, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Right, because you want to say that you don't know what they're talking about or they're possibly lying, but you knew that you were there. You admitted to the detective already that you were there. Miss, I quote unquote got blood on my shirt because I was trying to help him. So there is no way of removing you from the scene of a crime. You were there. So it's not them not knowing what they're talking about. They also has confirmed that you was there. So all this extra stuff is very childish. And like that's what I said before, she's acting like a child. She's acting like a youth would act if they got caught out there being in trouble and you want to ask them, was you over there with that boy? I told you not to go over there and mess with that boy. No, yeah, well, I mean, I wasn't the only one over there. That's how she's acting. She's acting the same exact way. The same exact way. And see, Maria said, for real, because the Feezy, man, listen. Don't worry, Flower dear. You know I always appreciate you just being able to show up regardless, ma'am. Thank you.
Well, it looks like somebody killed him.
Are you sure that he's dead?
Yeah.
But you don't know exactly what made him die?
Well, right now it looks like somebody beat him up pretty bad.
How do you know he's dead?
I saw him.
You saw him, okay. Mm-hmm. You saw him where?
In his apartment.
Okay, well, does he go to the hospital?
Well, he will eventually.
What do you mean he will eventually?
When they move him from there, they will.
So he was already
dead. Yeah.
So what we're going to point out here, what she's doing is she wants to play mind games with the detective. That is the reason why she is now questioning him about where's Marcus? Did you see Marcus? How do you know that happened to him? How do you know this this was what caused him to, you know why? Because she's now worried about DNA. She's now worrying about was a weapon involved? Are they searching for a weapon, right? So she's asking the questions in that way because she's trying to get as much information out of the detective about what they know about her involvement with what happened with Marcus, so she can later on officially full out go with the insanity plea. She's not that smart. We see you, the detectives see you, but I wanted you guys to realize what she's doing. All of that is strategic. All of it. Even the pretending at one moment that she doesn't know what's going on. She's highly drunk. She don't know what day it is. She didn't know what hour she got to start drunk. She didn't know who Marcus was. Then it's, I know who Marcus is. I knew him for 10 years, but we weren't in a relationship and we stopped sexually being with each other about 3 months ago. And I have blood on my shirt because I saw him on the floor and I tried to help him and assist him and there was glass on the floor. But the neighbors are lying, saying that they heard commotion in the house. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Hey, how you doing, William? How you doing? You thought, Lord, not you thought he sat on him. No, it was much worse. It was much worse, William. Let's go on.
Yeah, he was already dead inside the house. The important thing here, Camilla, is for me to understand exactly what happened. One of the things here that I'm looking at, and I'm going to be completely honest with you here, it's really the only way I like to do things. I've gone through a little bit of yours and Marcel's history here, and Ashley is a name that you've used in the past to call in complaints on Marcel.
No, that was an accusation. I do have a friend named Ashley.
Ashley Jones was the name that I was told.
Can you do me a favor?
What's that?
Can you guys handcuff me and take me to where he is?
I can't do that. Camilla, the most important thing at this point is just to do some damage control.
Do what that woman said. Do what that woman said. Handcuff her to that chair, to the table or something. I don't think you want to continue on having this interrogation with her without some handcuffs on, because she's letting you know that she's about to blow. You can already see that she's about to blow, because the more and more that he's filling up the stories to let her know that the things that she's saying doesn't make sense and that she's lying, the more angry that she's getting sitting in that chair. Do what the chick said. Put the cuffs on her. Put the cuffs on her right now. Please. Okay. Sean said, has she looked at no, she has not looked at the detective yet. Not once. Katrina Thomas said, what happened, if you don't mind me asking? I just logged in. How you doing, Katrina? Happy Tuesday to you. So we're actually going over a case where this girlfriend brutally bludgeoned her boyfriend to death. And she's now acting like she doesn't know what's going on, that she's fully inebriated, and that she's going through mental psychosis, pretty much, with the detective. But shout out to you, Katrina. Thank you for coming. I don't know why they just don't lawyer up, because I don't know. We talk about this all the time. They don't lawyer. They don't never call the lawyer. I don't know if the first thing that they're more worried about is the money factor of it. That's why they don't initially reach out to it, but who knows? Yep, she's about to flip out. Yes, she is. She's about to flip out. Thank you, Brucey. As always. Thank you so much. William said she wanted, MJ, she wanted to be cuffed and brought to the apartment. Yeah, I know she wanted to be cuffed and brought to the apartment, but I think it would be wise if they cuff her right now while they're talking to her, okay? Because what's the point of going to the apartment when they have her DNA there? They already got his body. What's she going to the apartment for? Cuffing her to go to the apartment is what? You trying to make your Grace getaway? What you going to do? You going to turn into a linebacker and nudge them and run away? I don't know. Like, I don't know. Flower says, I'm thinking that they don't have the money to lure up most of the time. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Oh, no problem, Katrina. No problem at all. Let's see. All right, let's go on.
Go here and let me know exactly what happened tonight. Sounds like you guys were arguing pretty good. According to the neighbors, they heard you. And they said that an argument was going on pretty good between you and he. And then it stopped.
On the day of the murder and leading up to it, several neighbors were first-hand witnesses to Marcel and Camilla's relationship. Michelle, a neighbor who moved into the area 2 weeks before Marcel's murder, reported that she heard Camilla say to Marcel, "Go ahead and hit me," but never saw Marcel actually strike or assault Camilla. Another individual living across from the couple's home also stated that on the day Marcel was killed, she woke up at 1:30 a.m. to see Camilla throwing dishes at Marcel as he was slouched on the floor.
And then, of course, we seen you around the corner, and you have all his blood on you.
Okay, what are you doing?
I'm trying to understand what happened. I'm just asking you questions.
I told you what happened.
So the bad thing about this is that, you know, it seemed like she was kind of setting Marcel up the whole entire time when it came down to the domestic violence. They spoke to other witnesses and they said Marcel had never hit her, even though they was arguing, like, you know, verbally going at each other. When it came down to the physical, it seemed like it was always her hurting or harming him, throwing something at him, using a tool, stabbing him and stuff like that. So this makes it even worse if you really think about it, because he was literally hiding this type of abuse that this woman was doing from him. This woman was literally stealing his money right in his face and then beating him to a pulp if he said anything about it. This is really sad. This is getting really, 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 really sad, guys. Bruce said, but a lawyer is free. He may be inexperienced, but he's more experienced than you are. You know, it's funny because a lot of people think that the pro bono are people who are like juvie lawyers and stuff like that. Like, no, there's a lot of people who are pro bono who have very good criminal history, criminal work. They just prefer not to be associated with a company or or a law firm. They rather do that type of work because they have more flexibility, right? Let's see. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Katrina. Thank you. That's a lovely compliment. Thank you. Let's see. Young Rian says, make sure the cuffs are super tight because remove the original cuffs. Right. And I appreciate that compliment too, Katrina. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's see. Flower asks, do the courts appoint them that fast? They could appoint them. It takes a couple of hours. William said, I think that they forget the part of their rights or go under the guise of just having an interview about what's happening or the police know they're guilty. You know what it is? We know that the police don't have to necessarily tell them that they're having an interrogation. If they say, hey, I want you to come down to the station and I want to ask you a couple of questions, off the bat, people would just think that you're going down there to just have an interview and ask a couple of questions. We have seen on this channel some cases where it was literally a interview that turned into an interrogation when the interview started giving out more details that this person was more involved than they actually thought they were. And then it turns into interrogation. So we see how that playing out. Let's see. Flower said, MJ, wasn't it you that told us when the police talk to you, they're investigating you? They are. Yes, they are. The whole entire time. Impatient to be free and lack of money, probably why they talk to the cops. That too. Sean says in New York, paid lawyers have to take a pro bono case ever so often from a firm, speaking from experience. Yes, you're correct, Sean. And, me being a New Yorker, I would definitely know that. Let's see. Flower says skipping an interrogation. Skippy, how you doing, Skippy? Happy Tuesday. Police can lie to you, but you can't lie to the police. Right. Bruce says most times, no, you will sit in jail and you can't post bail, but a murder charge, there would be no bail. So it could be weeks before you get a lawyer. Thank you, Brucey. Let's go on.
But Camilla, that doesn't make sense.
Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I would hope that you'd be honest with me.
I am being honest with you. You're assuming that I'm not. I told you what happened. That's what happened.
Do you understand why I'm assuming that you're not being honest?
Yeah, I watched the first 48. This is what you guys do. You try to use the psychology.
Not first 48.
I told you what happened.
What happened?
I'm not going to repeat myself. Is this your notes right here?
Mm-hmm.
I said we went over there. It was dark. We went in there. You know what I'm saying? He was non-responsive. She called the ambulance. She panicked and left. I panicked and left. That was it.
Did you run away from the police?
No, I did not run away from the police. I just...
Did you throw your cell phone?
I don't. No, I don't have a cell phone.
You had a cell phone tucked up underneath your bra.
Yeah, it goes to my old cell phone.
That we found in the backyard that the 911 call was made on.
Why? Why do they do this? Why? I don't understand. Why are you doing this, lady? At this point, just shut up, okay? It's terrible. They literally, when they got you, you had a cell phone in your bra. They found the I guess the burner phone that you called to do 911. And you clearly keep on saying that me and this Ashley Jones, your imaginary friend, went over there to check up on him and we saw him on the ground. Yeah, they didn't call 911. You said that you tried to wake him up, but you didn't try to resuscitate him, but you have all this blood on you. You didn't say that you tried to do CPR or anything, right? And then when they got on the scene, you and Miss Ashley Jones, you know, your alias, y'all weren't there. You weren't there. Like, lady, please, like, stop already. Stop. It's crazy. Like, how you gonna say I don't have a phone? And they literally, when they bagged your ass, you had a phone in your I just can't. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. I watch cop shows. William said that's what I was saying. They were asked to come for a few questions and then hammer blow of being charged or accused of crime. Yes, that is correct. Yeah, she is getting angry, Sean. Yes, she is. Nunu says she's watched the first 48 but didn't learn anything like the lawyer. Right. All you are CSI do all the time and you don't no lawyer. Okay. Yeah. Yep. You learning so much. Flower says she said that she's not going to repeat herself. Like, yes, you are. You're going to repeat yourself 5, 6, 7 times. You're going to repeat yourself how many times they want you. Flower says she refuses to reinforce her lies. She can't reinforce her lies because she knows that she doesn't want to repeat herself because she knows she's going to say something entirely different the next time she says it. So she's, like I said, again, it's showing her consciousness. And this is why the detective is doing things to irritate her and agitate her and get her flustered, you know, because that's how you know not only is she lying, however, you'll also see what she's actually lying about and what is triggering her, what is getting her mad. And she's every single time he asks her about her whereabouts and what she was doing and about this Ashley Jones made up character, she's always getting angry at that point. Hi, Robin. How are you? Happy Tuesday. Hope everything's well with you. I think this is your first time coming to the channel. Welcome. Yeah, let's see. Joanne said I had to put my fork down. Liar, pants on fire. Right, Joanne. Go ahead. Eat your food, mama. Eat your food. Right? Brucey says she need Alice. Right, Brucey, right. Oh my God, let's go on.
That's why I'm asking you these questions. I'm not trying to be a wise guy here. Camilla, here's what I think. I think that you've had a very difficult relationship with Marcel. I think that there's been a lot of things that have occurred between you and him. And I think ultimately it got to a point tonight where it just exploded.
You sure do.
And I don't know if this was self-defense.
How do you know that he's dead? How do you know that he's dead?
Listen, I've been a cop for 22 years.
Just because you've seen him doesn't mean he's dead.
He's dead. He's not breathing. He has no pulse. He's cold. He's dead.
That was what you said. They didn't try to CPR him, nothing.
It won't work. He's dead.
How do you know it won't work? If you saw him, how do you know he was dead? That's what I'm asking you.
He's dead. Shut up.
He's dead. Okay? I know what dead is, and he's dead. What you got to think about right now is what happened with you. You got to start thinking about you and what's going on with you. Okay? Then I need to understand what happened to you tonight. Or what was going on. You have a small cut on your hand there. How did that happen?
I don't know.
The cuts the detective refers to here are the injuries that Camilla was covered in after Marcel's murder. When she was arrested, Her feet were bleeding from cuts sustained in the
Yeah, she
apartment,
got dumb.
and her extremities were also covered in similar injuries.
Some people heard you talking about him using cocaine tonight. Was he using?
I don't know. I told you, I just got there. I don't know.
Camilla, this story is not going to work for you. This doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
None of this makes sense.
Like, she's retarded. It's not going to work. The neighbors already know. His family members already know that you've been trying to kill him for the past, 10 years. You've been trying to kill him and steal his money. So they went and spoke to them and got your character and Marcel's character, the dynamics of your relationship. They got all that information before they came and talked to you. And then on top of that, you're talking about you just got there. Again, if you just got there and you try to help them, why did you not stay? Why didn't you call the police inside the house, with the phones that you said that you don't have? Why didn't you do that? Why did you throw the phone in the backyard, the one that you called to bring the cops there? Why did you leave? Like, it doesn't, you're dumb as doornails if you really think that you keep on trying to say to him that, I don't know what happened. We just got there. We saw him like that. We tried to call, and that's the end of it. No, there's too much involved. There's too much of your blood involved. And then on top of that, you have scratches. Who's scratching you? If he was unconscious, how he scratching you? So who scratched you, lady? Why is his DNA on your skin? Like, this is just ridiculous. This lady she's not making it easy for herself. I'll tell you that much. Like, after all this, she should have just went and said, you know what, I need to speak to my lawyer. Stop all this little painting going back and forth, but that's because she's still trying to go with the mental episode. She freaked out because of a mental episode, or trying to plead insanity. She's trying to go down that route, but it's not really working because she knows too much other information for them to believe that this that happened on that day, but then you don't know this part. No, it's not going to happen. Let's see. Wait, the family knew for 10 years? Why didn't they step in long ago? The family knew, but Marcel was telling them not to get involved. Marcel was pleading for her, saying, don't get involved, don't call the police, I'll figure it out, whatever. That's what he was doing. You remember they told you when she stabbed him that one time, he went over to his cousin's house and his cousin told him that that calling the police wouldn't work because she has a alias that she used when she wants to call the police on me and say that I'm abusing her. See, they know, but what can you do, man? What can you do? I would have kicked in the doorway in the 4-4, but that's just me. Nunu says, Sean, they had said that he really loved her. Maybe there was no intervening. Yeah, you really can't intervene with someone when they have made up their mind. They have to be ready to go. They have to be ready to go for them to actually move. You try to physically remove someone away from their abuser, they will circle back. They will circle back. They have to be ready to go. And unfortunately, sometimes it be too late. Sometimes it be too late when they're finally ready to let go of this person that is hurting them, which is really sad.
It's true. Why don't you ask the people at the bar? Ask them.
The people at the bar weren't at your house.
Yeah, well, somebody gave me a
people
ride.
People at the bar weren't over at Marcel's. Who was the person that gave you a ride?
I don't know. It was a stranger. He asked me if I needed a ride.
Did he give just you a ride?
Yes.
How did Ashley end up there?
I walked to Ashley's house.
Where does Ashley live?
I don't know. She just moved. She was down somewhere down by Lansing Avenue.
Camilla, see, that doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Okay, look, you're starting to get on my nerves with this psychology shit, telling me that everything I'm saying to you doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, it doesn't make sense. It's just the truth.
Listen, I don't know if you think I got a magic wand or what. I'm not a psychologist.
I mean, you keep saying that everything doesn't make sense.
Here, listen. Let me make perfect sense to you.
Okay.
Marcel is in there. There's blood everywhere, and he's dead. Okay? You were in there beforehand, and you had an argument with him. Okay? There was no one else there, and he's dead. You ran away from the scene. The cops caught you. You got his blood on you. That's not psychology. Those are facts.
Facts.
The stuff that you're telling me doesn't add up. And what I'm trying to do is find out why you're telling me this shit when I already know the rest of the stuff. That's what I'm trying to understand. And what I'm worried about here, and I'm not playing psychologist with you, and you've watched too much TV, but what I'm worried about here is that we have a situation that looks like you cold-bloodedly murdered somebody and then tried to escape the scene, when in actuality, maybe there was a domestic fight going on and you were protecting yourself. That's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of here. And right now you're giving me this clouded bullshit because you're worried. But this ain't going to work. And that's what I'm telling you.
No,
there's too many other people.
No, I'm not worried. I'm upset because he's sad.
Well, I would be upset if I were in your shoes too. Because this is very important stuff. And this stuff doesn't go away. And it won't end. That's why I'm asking you for the truth about what happened tonight.
What are my options?
You get on my nerves.
Keeping me regardless or what? Can you just tell me that?
Well, Camille, I haven't completely made a decision about that yet. But right now, when I listen to this story, this does not make any sense. No sense at all.
But I don't have a lawyer, so if I talk to you next thing I know, you're going to be hitting me with some serious charge. I want to know if I can leave.
Well, here's the thing, all right? Do you want to tell me what's going on? Or am I wasting my time?
No, what I'm telling you is that I don't have a lawyer here, and I know...
You don't. You don't have a lawyer here.
And I know that things can be used against me. I want to know
Absolutely
if I can leave. That's what I want to know. They
right
told
now,
me they were just going to talk to me and let me leave.
Right now, you cannot leave. No.
Not her dumb ass thinking that she gonna leave. Woman, where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? They found you fleeing the scene of the crime. They found the phone that you made the 911 call with your DNA on it. You have Marcel blood on your clothes and on your feet. You were heard there prior by the neighbors arguing. Like, what are you talking about? Can I go? Y'all just said y'all was going to ask me questions. It's beyond past asking questions, you dummy. It's beyond whether or not they need to charge you for first degree or secondary. That's all they're asking for. They want to know what was the intent on you taking Marcel's life so cruel. Mind you, not only did you beat him to a pulp, you also stabbed the man too. What made you do that? And here you are acting like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what you want me to talk about. I don't know. I walked my imaginary friend, Ashley Jones, I walked her home. You walked her home, but apparently some random stranger drove you, quote unquote, home after getting drinks. Girl, man, I just don't know. I just don't know what's going on with people. I don't know. Yeah, she should have been shut up a long time ago, but he has to get a little tough on her, which we actually see the detectives doing. He's starting to get tough on her because he's getting annoyed. He's getting annoyed with the I don't know and the stuff that don't make sense when he's telling you factual shit that they have already picked up from the house. Your dumbass was talking about put me in handcuffs. I want to go to the house. Like he's still sitting, like Marcella's body is still at the house. No, it's not at the house. It's being examined, goofy. Didn't you just say that you watched 48 hours? Oh my God. She's not leaving. Nope, she ain't leaving. She dressed in an orange and wants to. Yes, exactly. Desi said, "Not with that orange suit on." Exactly. Like, come on now, like, lady, you are not real. Yeah, you're delusional. You're absolutely delusional at this point.
Now, do you want to talk to me? Do you want a lawyer? Do you want? What do you want? What do you want to do?
If I want a lawyer, then what, am I going to jail?
If you want a lawyer, regardless of whether or not you want a lawyer, that doesn't matter. Okay? That's not going to be used against you.
You going to jail. You in an orange
If you want a
jumpsuit.
lawyer, I'm not going to be vindictive and say you're going to jail. All right? You're going to go to jail either way.
I'm going to jail either way.
Yeah. What I want to know is whether or not you want to tell me what really happened.
Can you please? You can't take me to him.
No. I mean, obviously, you're upset about this, okay? And
if I go to jail, I'm not going to be able to see him. I just need to see him, please.
I know you're very
You
upset.
are not upset.
I know this.
She is not upset because Marcel is dead or to see him. She's upset that her ass got caught red-handed. Everything, they have more than enough evidence to send you to jail for the remainder of your natural born existence. And that's what you're upset about. But you're trying to plead emotion from the detective by making it seem that you're concerned about Marcel. This is why I say pay attention to some of the suspects and what they do. In the beginning, she said that she didn't even know who Marcel was. Then she said that she wasn't in a relationship with Marcel. Then she said the only reason why she had her mail coming there is because she needed a mailbox. Then she said, oh, I knew him for 10 years. She had no initial reaction when the detective said that Marcel was dead. None. And now all of a sudden she's doing all this sobbing and fake crying and all this stuff like that, trying to get sympathy out of the detective to go easy on her. Don't you see that I'm mourning? Don't you see I'm mourning someone who's so important to me? Someone that was so important to me that I walked in his house, see him on the floor, bludgeoned with blood. I quote unquote try to help him, but then I ended up running away, going outside, using my burner phone to call 911, and I got caught red-handed. She's making me upset. I'm sorry, guys. Hey, reading books, how are you? It's so good to see you. So good to see you, my dear. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Good to see you. Yes, please like the video and subscribe, y'all. I truly would appreciate it. Let's go on with this madness.
It's really hard for you. I'm very sorry for that.
It's important to note that not once has Camilla shown even a hint of emotion at Marcel's death. The only reason she is bawling her eyes out is because she's been caught, and not because she lost the love of her life. And this is building up to one of the most extreme meltdowns you will ever see.
Can I have a cigarette? Is it like on TV? Can I smoke a cigarette?
At this point, no. We don't have any way we can do that. The important thing here is just for us to understand what's going on. All right? This thing got pretty serious. The most important thing right now, Camilla, is for you to be honest with me about what is going on here, about what happened tonight. The honesty is probably the most important thing for you and going forward with your life.
What do you mean going forward with my life? You just told me I'm going to jail anyway, right?
Yep.
I can't go see him.
You can't.
So what do
But
I do?
life doesn't end today, okay? For you, it doesn't end today. So it's important for you to be honest about what's happening.
I want to see him.
sorry, that's just not possible. You can't see him. But what I want to understand is what
Oh
happened
my
between
God, I'm
you.
never gonna see him again. Oh my God.
Is he your boyfriend?
No. He's just somebody I care about. I'm never gonna see him again. No.
You know what's so crazy about this? An innocent person, not only would it have been sobbing the whole entire time if a loved one passed away so brutally, but not once has she made any defense about her not committing the crime. She is more concerned that they are sending her to jail. And that is a telltale sign that she knows that she did what they're saying that she did. She has not questioned them, like, why am I going to jail? I didn't do anything. This is absurd. Why am I going to jail? She have not once said that. Not once. She really, really hated this man. She really, really did not like this man at all. Absolutely not. Nunu said, I thought she was playing stupid, but starting to think she just not very intelligent. She's not very good at this. No, she's not, she is playing stupid, but she's getting her feathers is getting in a bunch because you remember she called it out. The detective is doing psychological tactics on her, right? He's pushing her buttons and she knows that he's pushing her buttons on purpose. And he continues to ask her questions that she does not want to answer. So you're starting to see her spiral out from that. Let's see. Meltdown City with this one. Oh, yeah. Hey, Roy, how are you? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Flower said, if you don't want to go to jail, don't commit crimes. That I agree. I totally agree. God doctors are good. Yeah. Brucey says, oh, no problem, dear. No problem. Thank you. No problem. Sir, her life is over. Yes, he knows. Penitentiary for you. I agree. Definitely. Reading book said, did she do it to her? Yeah, she did it to her boyfriend. Her disabled. He had a lot of illnesses, and she was stealing his money, and she was trying to murder him for quite some time, actually, which is really sad. Reading, which is really, really, really sad. Let's go on.
It's really important at this point to focus about what's and talk about what happened.
That's a clear please. My nose is about to start burning.
Yeah, where's some Kleenex? Hold on just a second.
Oh, God.
Here you go. Listen, I know this was a bad situation. Okay? And I know that you and he have had a hard time with one another here recently. Okay? I know that. I've seen some reports. I've seen some other incidents. Nice shot. All right? I've seen some other things that have happened. Okay? What I think here happened is that you guys had a falling out. Okay? You had a bad time. And this is just you thought this is just another domestic situation, just a bad thing. It's going bad again.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't think you intended to kill him at all, Camille.
No, she did. She's been trying to kill him for the longest.
Understand this. Okay? I need you to be honest with me about what happened. All right?
I want a lawyer. Wait, just take me to jail. Just take me. I don't want to talk to you.
All right. Just relax. All right. Just sit tight for a minute, okay? We'll be with you here in a second.
Since Camilla has requested an attorney, detectives are legally bound to cease any and all questioning. Now only one thing remains: Camilla's anger. And if she can't take it out on another human, pieces of furniture will be her next victim.
So remember what I said earlier, how she's reverting back to the teenage mindset that she never been able to escape. She has never been able to grow past where her trauma started. 10-year-old, a 10th grader. And this is what we're seeing. And this is why she goes ballistic and go out of control, because normally that used to work. The dropping yourself on the floor, throwing things, all that stuff like that. We see it in children all the time when they get a tantrum and they don't get what they don't get their way. And she's showing that now. Flower said, what did she think was going to happen? Inherit his money and ride off into the sunset? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I think she really did. Sean said, here we go. Yep, here we go. He's like, take it easy, baby. Nah, nope. She about to get even worse.
Oh my God.
Alright, stand up, Camille. Hands behind your back.
Yep, that's all it's for. That's it. Nothing else. Yeah, you're gonna add that to the list too, right?
After being arrested, Camilla continued to lie,
You're right,
even
William.
in court. Her defense argued that after the two of them smoked marijuana and cocaine, they went to sleep.
Oh, we
During
definitely
this
know she
time,
need help.
Camilla allegedly felt there was an intruder in the dead of night. In response, she grabbed a lamp, started swinging it, and after feeling like she knocked the attacker down, she just happened to grab a knife and stab him repeatedly. But after realizing that this was Marcel, she panicked and ran away. We'll let the judge explain why exactly that story doesn't work out for her.
And you end up probably in some kind of domestic, ultimately hit him in the head so hard with a...
I knew when she called the lawyer that she was going to, it had to either be she was going to plead insanity, or now this new story that she thought an intruder was coming in the house and it was the pit of night and she pretty much attacked the person that was in the house, and then she realized that it was Marcel, got scared and ran away. It's not going to work. You have too much of a lengthy history of attempted murder on Marcel. Too much history on it, where you try to take his life numerous times by stabbing him, hitting him, cracking him in the head with pans and stuff, trying to call the cops on him by using what was that person's name? The Alicia Jones character, made up person. There's just too much history that lets them know that no, you would have done this, and you went all the way through this time. You thought that it was going to be Marcel getting back up after you cracked him in the head the last time, or after you stabbed him last time. He was going to get back up. Y'all was going to have a conversation. Y'all was going to make amends, and you was going to fix him back up and act like nothing ever happened. But you went too far, and you actually took his life this time, and you went away. You ran away. That's exactly what you did. Reading book says paying for damages. Sean said she knew who it was. Yep, she did. She knew exactly who it was because there was nobody in the house, and they don't even see any false entry. So, like, they would have said that it was a false entry. There was nobody else in the house but her and Marcel. They interviewed the neighbors. Nobody was in the house but her and Marcel. No Alicia Jones character, nobody. This woman, she's not going to be pulling it over on no one. And I hope that she had a lawyer who looked at this as like, yeah, she's going to jail. She did this on purpose. I ain't going to put that much effort into, trying to support her claim. Flower said he silently allowed her to repeatedly stab him. What a stupid lie. Right. All right, let's hear what the judge have to say.
And that you actually cave in the front of his skull, and then you him no less than 12 times. And you know what? I was the only one in the courtroom that knew what kind of knife that was. And it was a big old long fillet knife. Because I used it to fillet pike and muskie and salmon. And I'll tell you, you gutted him like a fish in that apartment too. You were relentless. You stabbed until he was dead. You didn't think he was an intruder. Maybe one stab wound. Okay, maybe that's self-defense. But you put in 11 more to make sure he was good and dead. So I agree with the family. I hope you die in prison as well. If this was a death penalty state, you'd be getting the chair. You have 42 days to appeal my sentence if you think I've legally erred anyway.
On April 16th, 2014, Camilla was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility for parole, along with the not-so-subtle well wishes from the judge.
I don't feel sorry for her at all. Like I said, we knew from the beginning she did it on purpose. She had full intent. She just wanted him gone. She didn't want to take care of him, but she still wanted his money. And she did that cruel thing to this poor man. Rest in peace to him. And his family's right. The judge is right. The judge, he was on 0 to 100. He had no time for her and her bullshit. And he wished the worst for her. And he gave her exactly what she needed. I would give her life in prison. I hope she got life in prison without no parole. She doesn't even need to even get a chance. There is nothing that's going to rehabilitate this woman. She is long gone. She could get therapy to talk about her childhood issues and trauma that she suffered from. But no, you did more than enough that you should not be around other regular folks out here in the street. I'm sorry. No, I don't feel sorry for her whatsoever. Absolutely not. Especially not for a man who actually really did love you, and he let you abuse him for quite some time. The man let you stab him, and then he let you sew up the wound. You hit him in the head. He had to try to run for his life to go to his cousin's house, and he told him, "No, don't call the police." He loved you, and the bad thing about it is he ain't never put his hands on you either. He ain't never touched you physically. Nothing at all. Nope. Serve you right. Serve you right, ma'am. Nope. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. All right. So I have another case for you good guys. Make sure you're hitting the like button for me. Truly appreciate it. Or hit it down if you don't like these type of situations. It definitely helps the channel regardless. And share this out, guys. Share this out if they like to review old cases with me. Okay. So the next case I do have for you good folks is about a killer couple. So this killer couple realizes that the cops found their, I guess, their unalive house or their murder house. It seemed very interesting to me, so I wanted to review with you guys. So let's go on and let's review this, okay? Let me pull up my screen and we can get into it. Here we go.
Please, let me see your face. Put your hands up. Put your hands on your face. Put your hands on your face. Sit still. Keep your face, driver. Keep your head in your face. Do not move. Do not move. Go to the ground.
Babe, what's going on? Why are we on TV?
Talk.
On December 7th, 2018, authorities in Georgia were alarmed about a killer couple while trying to solve a brutal murder incident. In a twisted investigation, the officers discovered a locked apartment hiding disturbing scenes inside, only to reveal to the cops that they were standing in the murder house of the couple who had already fled the area and had started planning their next hunt with no idea that cops were coming for them.
I just at this point feel like I need to kill myself because look what I've done. Will I be able to contact family before we go to jail?
At around 10:15 p.m. on December 7th, 2018, officers in Gwinnett County, Georgia, were dispatched to the 4300 block of Leland Place Lane in Lawrenceville after receiving a 911 call about a car accident. In the call, a man told the dispatchers that his friend had been hit by a car. When responding officers arrived, they found a man heavily bleeding from the head and lying near a tree close to an apartment building. He was rushed to the emergency room, but unfortunately, could not be saved by the doctors. The man was identified as 32-year-old Marcos Guerra Lopez, an immigrant from Mexico. Marcos died the next day from a blunt force trauma to the head that had further fractured his skull and injured the orbital part above the eyes. Officers noted that there were no visible injuries on the man below the neck, which led them to suspect that it was maybe not a car accident that killed him. By the time the case was handed over to the county detectives, they were already 2 days behind on their investigation. Starting from scratch.
So I have to stop there. So if there was a car accident or a set or a prop of a car accident, and then you see this guy's body not too far from where this accident happened, and he's only bludgeoned in his head, but there's no broken bones, there's no deep impact or any trauma to the body that would make them believe that it happened because of a car. Yeah, that ain't no car accident. There is no way that you can die from a car accident or being hit by a car accidentally and have no broken bones or bloody bruiser or even internal bleeding to your organs. There's no way. You don't just get a bloody head, a bludgeoned, broken, fractured eyebrow and on the top of your head. You don't get that only just from a car accident. So I'm glad that they're looking into it more. And then now you have to ask, well, where are the people who had the car accident, right? Like you got to start questioning the people who had this supposed car accident. Then you have to also retrieve whether there's any DNA of this guy actually even being a part, actually hitting the car. If there's no DNA of this guy being on the bumper, the side of the car, anything of that sort, was he inside the car? Check inside the car now. Do you have DNA of him being inside the car? Oh, if there's DNA inside the car, that means that he was inside the car and he was strategically placed out there to make it seem like it was a car accident. It gets wicked, guys. It's a deep, deep process that a lot of police officers and detectives and forensic that do go on scene that they have to look and investigate. Because just think about it. If they just take it at face value, you would just think that this guy just poor guy in the middle of the night got hit by a car and that's it. You would think that's the end of the story. But now examining the body and looking at it clearly, it wasn't no accident. Something happened to this man. Now they have to find out, does this man have anything to do with this vehicle, or was he there for a while before the accident happened too? Because that could be a possibility too, right? A car accident happened where a murder took place. But truly, the way how the picture looked, his body was moved there. But let's go on.
Detectives first met with the 911 caller, to hear the initiating events that turned lethal. This man worked with Marcos as a construction worker, and the incident happened 2 weeks after Marcos had returned from his hometown in Mexico.
I'm Detective Smith. You're not in any trouble. All we care about is finding who did this. Does his family know what happened?
Yes.
Okay. So start from the beginning on Friday and tell me how you got to that point.
That day we were in construction. Lunchtime we were looking at the Meet Me page.
The man said they were using an online app called Meet Me to find a woman for Marcos.
I saw that girl, Glenda Williams, on the Meet Me app, and she's was giving out her phone number, saying money for that's all her like for him.
Mm-hmm. Because he doesn't speak English, right?
Yes, because he just got here to Lawrenceville like 3 weeks ago from Mexico.
Okay.
I asked her, do you have a place? And she's like, yes, I got a vacant place in the apartment where I was living.
According to the man, Glenda told them she used her old apartment for these meetups and invited them to drive to the same place. The man stated that Glenda had first asked them if they had gotten paid by that day.
He sent her a picture of him, and she's like,
PSA. Stay the hell off those apps. I repeat, stay off those apps. Okay? And if you're still going to use those apps, do not meet people. Do not meet them actual in physical form. Don't do it, please. There is too much going on. Okay, not only are women being violated, murked, and all other egregious things, men are being are getting set up and murdered for their money by stick-up queens who has pimps, or quote unquote muscle to protect them and stuff like that. Please stay off these apps. If you have to pay for it, and I'm gonna keep you at 100. We all know it's illegal. It's illegal unless you live in Nevada. If you have to pay for it, you're going to have to spend the money. Spend the money. Go to a legit place, right? A legit organization, These rinky-dink things and someone saying, yeah, I could just do this for you and all the stuff like that. Like, I know you think it's something cool, and I know you think you're just getting away with murder. Like, oh, it's too easy. I just go hit a little bit, 5 minutes, whatever not. I paid her some chump change, and it's all good in the hood. It's not worth it for your life because, look, this man is not here anymore. He's not here anymore, and I bet you he didn't even hit it either. And then he got robbed. Please stay off those apps. All right, I'm done with my PSA. Let's go on. Go to a. I'm not advocating for prostitution or sex work, whatever, not like that. I'm not doing that. But if you're gonna go down that route, pay the money that you have to pay. Okay, it is what it is.
You're sexy, beautiful, and all that, and she's like, you must have just gotten paid.
Why did she say that?
I don't know, because probably was Friday. She told her everybody got paid on Friday.
How much did he have on him?
I'm guessing between $1,000 and $2,000.
Okay. So you guys get there. Where's she at?
When we got there, she was already lined up for us to follow her.
He said that Glenda was already waiting for them in a red SUV when they got to the address.
She said, come on, follow me. I saw him going there, but I didn't see him.
Do you know if he went up the stairs? Do you know any of that?
No. After a while, I saw a black guy walk out of that corridor.
Okay.
And I got in the SUV.
So he got into that red SUV?
SUV.
Okay.
And took off. That must be the girl's pimp, Glenda Williams.
Next, the man said they got a nerve-chilling call from none other than Marcos, but he wasn't the one speaking from the other side.
Between 8:50 and 9:10, the guy called us and said, you better come and get this. We beat him up and he's going to die in 30 minutes if you don't come and get him. And I heard Marcus screaming on the background, screaming painful screams.
Uh-huh.
When we were looking for him.
For the next hour, the man said he and his friend kept looking for Marcos, and they finally found him lying outside the building. The officers wanted to know about Glenda Williams, who invited them in the first place.
What did this Glenda girl look like? You showed us her on the meetup out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you find her on Facebook or anywhere else?
After that, I've been searching her on Facebook and like compared pictures with me to Facebook, and they look alike in this.
So you did find one?
It's Glenda and Russell Williams.
The Facebook page found by the victim's friend belonged to Glenda, but it was a shared account with a man named Russell Williams. Following the information, detectives also found a Facebook page named Glenda and Russell Williams with a picture of Glenda and her partner. They learned from the page that the couple was used to selling various items on Facebook. Detectives also found that Russell owned a red 2007 Mercury Mariner, which matched the red SUV vehicle description given by the 911 caller. His last registered address was the same apartment complex where Marcos had gone to. Detectives now had to verify the address to be sure it belonged to the same man, but shocking news awaited them at the site that further added chills to the scenario. When detectives reached the apartment complex, they saw patrol officers already working at the scene. Detectives learned that another incident of the exact nature had happened with another man around a few hours earlier. A man was lured into an apartment with the invitation of action for money, but it turned out to be a grisly nightmare for him. Detectives lay their hands on the suspect's lease papers, which reveal the full name of the woman as 20-year-old Glenda Carter. The victim, before being taken to the hospital, claimed that a short white female with black hair came to get him, and when he entered an apartment, he was beaten with a baseball bat and robbed. Coming across two incidents of a common nature in 2 days straight now concerned the detectives.
Yeah, so it seems like this is what they do. This is what they completely do. They look for guys who's looking for having a good time. The woman is the trap. She lures them up there, and her boyfriend beats the bricks out of them, robs them. Most of the time, they will unalive them because they don't want them to call the cops. They don't want them to, point the cops to their Facebook page, their meetup page, or what other pages that they're advertising on to lure men to come. So it makes sense with the title about the murder house. That means that they probably found numerous of other men, blood in this house, probably ones that have not even been reported in.
Detectives, who had known by now that they were dealing with multiple suspects, but did not have any physical evidence against them yet. Immediately after the second incident, detectives seized the apartment and went to inspect inside.
We are going to go into the apartment and see if we can find any of the objects that could have been used to hit either of the victims. We're going to be looking for blood, just anything that will help us identify the people staying in the apartment.
Leave the blood drops on there.
That looks like it though.
Detectives found the apartment all empty, but horror was unleashed upon them once they entered the master bedroom. The room's carpet was disturbingly painted with large stains of blood. The splatters had also reached up the walls. A bloody hand was printed on the carpet, trying to paint the picture of a victim's struggle to escape.
He's aspirating blood out.
Detectives were now sure that both their victims were kept in the same room. Confident about getting some leads about the residents, detectives ran a neighborhood canvass, but neighbors had heard nothing unusual from the house.
So we didn't really catch anything. Nobody really heard or saw anything.
Out of potential leads about the suspects, detectives got to know that the second victim, who was still in the hospital, had recovered and was ready to talk. Hence, they arranged a meeting in the hospital.
Hey, I'm Detective Poppy. This is Detective Hanley. You feeling all right now, or?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
What's going on with your arms? Are your arms broken?
They're broken,
Mm-hmm. We're trying to get a little more information on what happened yesterday. You went to the apartment complex? Is that where this happened?
Me coming there, yeah. Well, that girl I see.
The victim then began to reveal shocking sights he claimed to have witnessed after meeting the woman.
They say a man's 30 floor. She worked for me already. Open the door and everything. When I go in, the two guys coming. I try to open the door. one attacked me to the back. When he turned around, the other guy hit me to the back in my head.
With the bat?
Yeah. I hit the guy. When I hit it, the guy went to the other one back. Later,
So you could definitely tell that this place is specifically to do and commit these crimes. Neither one of the suspects live here. This is literally the spot to commit the crimes. And God willing, that is under Glenda's name, right? So they can confirm that that she's the owner of this. But this is not a place where people live. They literally have it this way. And now to find out that it's not only just two people that's involved, two culprits, there's three people, maybe even possibly four. So it's a whole group of people that's participating in this situation. This is really disgusting. Very disgusting. Vile fucking people.
give me like 2 or 3 more baths. That's what happened with my hand. He asked me for the order. He went in the morning.
Hi, Samuel. Good to see you. Welcome. Happy Tuesday.
How did you manage to get away?
Everybody got a lot of blood everywhere, white shirt. They go to the bathroom, they try to wash and everything. Then the other boy, I pushed the little boy. I pushed. When I pushed, I run out. I jumped down to the harbor. I got my key and I go.
Now, the two guys in the apartment, you said one guy's tall?
So, yeah, he weighed maybe 180. He got like 19 or 20 years.
Has a bat.
Yeah.
Okay. He was a black male?
Yeah, but the other one, the big one had got a little bit and a little big fat.
So he had a little bit of hair in his chin and stocky?
Yeah.
Was his skin light or dark? Okay.
Next, the detectives showed him pictures of Glenda and Russell, but they were not expecting the answer they got.
You don't see anybody in there? No.
The victim could not identify either of the suspects that detectives had. He mentioned a tall black male who had hit him with a baseball bat, but according to his ending statement, it was not Russell Williams. It was frustrating for the detectives not to get a solid testimony, but it was also believed that the trauma the victim had endured after the sudden attack may have kept him from taking a good look at the attackers, and he might not have been able to recall the faces just yet. In any case, detectives needed to make a solid move quickly. But with the suspect's unknown whereabouts, they knew they had one resort: to return to Glenda and Russell's Facebook page and let the internet do its thing. The couple was currently trying to sell a TV online, and detectives decided to make an offer from their side. They used a fake account to bait the suspect and asked if the TV was still available. Luckily, it was still available, and with a smooth conversation, a mutual time was fixed between the two parties to meet in person the next day. Hope hovered over the investigation, assuming that the suspects would fall into the trap themselves without the detectives having to find them. Detectives obtained 2 warrants for Glenda regarding aggravated assault and armed robbery. If everything went according to plan, detectives would have enough to take the suspects into custody. However, things could also go wrong, as there was no surety about who and how many of them would be there. With the assistance of an undercover sting operation officer from the narcotics unit, detectives headed out to the meeting point with their eyes on a red.
Let's see what the chat is saying. William says, set up big time. Go somewhere else. If you want to meet someone, not these sites. I never use them. Always go somewhere like a bar, coffee shop, not dating sites. Jamie said, wow, so sad that these people can do this. Right, I agree. Samuel said, black crime, white crime, no difference. Yep. Let's see. William said, they see it as easy money. Yeah, they do. Crime is crime. I believe that, absolutely. Crime is just crime. Sean Wiggins says, seems like these guys just wanted, Let's see. Flower says, so they rent a place just to kill people, and that's some wicked stuff right there. We need the suspects to face authority. Absolutely. William says, seems they'll get off on this. That not if they can't. The only way that they would get off on it if, let's say, for example, it was another black guy or another, couple other people that they name that was the ones who are like the mastermind. Now, if they find out that this is a whole organization that has more than 6 to 8 people that's involved, and the couple, the young black guy and the girl, they're just the what would I would say? They're just the front man, meaning like they're just the cover up page to use, in reference of, hey, come here, my girl's interested in blah blah blah. Then that would be the only way, because, or maybe their identities were stolen. We don't know if their Facebook was hacked. We don't know, right? But we'll find out later on, because they're going to do more investigation. Hey, Happy, how you doing? It's good to see you. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Let's see. Jamie says, smart cops baiting them. Yeah, absolutely. Smart but dangerous. So right now, guys, this is a very crucial point, okay? Because they want them to lure them in. Because right now, the MIA, they can't find them. They have not gone back to the crime scene. And they're not going to go back to the crime scene, right? Not with a whole bunch of cops and everybody over there looking and searching in the grass and everything, right? So they're pretty much gone, and they don't know where their actual location or where they're staying at. So they have to lure them out. They seen that they was doing the Facebook Marketplace. They was trying to sell a TV, but this is very crucial. And you're going to hear them talk about it, because they can have an undercover cop go and act like, hey, they want to go get a TV, but you have to be ready and prepared. And you're going to have a team, a unit available and ready to jump in before anything happens. So far, all the victims, from the victim that is alive, not the poor man who just recently lost his life, but the victim that's in the hospital, he's telling the detectives that as soon as he's brung up into the house or brung down, and once he goes into the door, he's being attacked. So just think about it as an undercover cop. An undercover cop can't come in there with no bulgy weapons and things of that sort. You know, they're going to be looking and inspecting to see whether or not if you're just a regular smuggler person. So the undercover cop is going to have to come in and play the part as if he's just a guy who's trying to get his his pee-pee sucked, right? It can be very dangerous for him. He can be literally assaulted before he even get into the house. He can be assaulted or literally been ambushed on the stairs trying to go up there to catch these guys. And then they have to also be very strategic on where they're going to place these guys around the house, where the surveillance is going to be at, how long would it take the team to actually get there? Can the team get inside and get there within 6 to 7 seconds? It's a lot. This is very, very, very dangerous. I know we watch this a lot on movies and stuff like that, but this is a very crucial point. Hey, what's up, bro? How are you? I hope everything's going well with you, Omnis. Thank you for coming. Shout out to you. And thank you for the $2 super chat. He said, I am stopping by to say what up. Clocking in a 12-hour shift. Oh, snap. I know about them 12-hour shifts, man. I do it all the time. Take care of yourself. Stay hydrated. And shout out to you, Omni. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat, sir. Truly appreciate it. Keep me in the background while you're working. Don't worry. Everything going to be all right. You ain't going to get in trouble. All right? Shout out to you. Omni said, man, no joke. Almost lost my legs a couple weeks ago due to faulty Ooh, wow, Dad. You're going to have to be careful. You can't be doing stuff like that. Let's go on.
SUV's arrival.
In that maroon Mercury Mariner. So that's good.
Hold on one
We'll also have the car that they were in when the homicide occurred. Now we wait until she shows up. They're going to deploy a flashbang for the element of surprise.
And then the hunt showed up.
Mercury, I should be pulling in.
Yes.
And fucking we're going to start keeping that way. Or if we want to check out.
That's good. I'm glad they're doing it this way.
Police officer, stand! Put your hands up! Put your hands on your face! Put your hands on your face! Put your hands on your face right now! Do not move! You hear me?
All right, I just wanted to stop it real quick. That's good. I'm glad they took this tactic and approach because it gave them the level of protection that they need, and they had the upper hand in the situation. I'm glad they got them before these guys was able to get to a secure location would have gave them the upper hand and would have made the detectives or the police the sitting ducks. So shout out to them for doing it this way. Absolutely. Very, very good. Let's see. Yeah, tell Omni get them shifts, right? And be careful and not breaking legs and stuff like that and backs and stuff like that. We ain't young. Well, I mean, I'm young, I'm older than you, but we ain't young anymore, Omni. We're not young anymore. I like body cam stuff. I know, Brucey. I know. Don't worry. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Hit your face, Robert! Hit your face! Go to the ground.
Detectives identified Glenda Carter and took her into custody.
Babe, what's going on? Why are we on TV?
Russell Williams was also found and detained for questioning. A baseball bat with stains of blood was obtained from the vehicle.
You see that bat has blood on it?
Glenda said a relative of theirs was present in the inn nearby.
Glenda, I'm Detective Smith. Well, you guys are staying at the Red Roof?
Yes.
Okay, what room are you staying in?
206.
Is anybody else in there?
Yes, his brother.
Okay, what's his name?
Zarius Williams.
Okay.
Detectives decided to deploy into the Red Roof Inn and catch the third partner.
Left the door open. Yeah, just move up and try to push it open. I'm gonna go low. All right, I'm going push over and you go high here. Ready? Sleep on the bed. Yep. Darius, Gwinnett County Police. I need you to step up out of the bed. Keep your hands up in the air. Move slowly, okay? Step backwards towards me.
Another black male was taken into custody. Detectives seized the red SUV and brought the suspects to the station for questioning. With 3 suspects arrested, it was still a mystery to the detectives who the shot caller behind these lethal actions was. The man caught at the last was identified as 21-year-old Zarius Williams, whom the detectives suspected to be the third guy they were looking for. Zarius was also a local.
Yeah, it was a good ruse. It's buffering a little bit. Let me stop it a little bit and maybe it'll come back. Okay. So yeah, it was a good ruse by the cops. Absolutely. Because I was worried. You heard me, William. I was getting a little bit nervous. I'm like, bros, don't do that. Don't do that, bros. No. Don't do that. I don't think so. You don't want to be sitting ducks. You didn't want to be sitting ducks. Sean says she looks totally different. Yes, like she's, well, filters, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what happened. Hey, Miss Jalen, welcome. I'm sorry that you didn't get the notification, my darling. How are you? Happy Tuesday. Bruce said, I'm a ride or die, boss. Yes. Thank you, Miss Jalen. Thank you. Listen, we had I think we had William. Yeah, William in here was waiting until you came, Miss Jalen. He was playing lawyer while you was away, but now you're here, so I know he's gonna give you back your throne, right? Let's see. Yeah, I don't know why they're doing that with the notifications, guys. My bad. I apologize that that's happening, that you're getting it too late. Yes, and thank you and welcome to all the new subs. Thank you and welcome all the new subs. Brucey said catfish. Yes. That's why I don't use filters. That's exactly why I don't use filters. You get what you get from me, and if you don't like it, oh well, this is what the Lord made. Okay. This is what the Lord has made. Let's see. William said, I'll say it was the girl. I do think she's the mastermind behind it too. and they're the muscle. But this guy right here, the 21-year-old, my spidey senses are tingling. He seemed like he's also a part of the mastermind. I wasn't really too sure about the other one that they arrested earlier with the girl. I'm not too sure if he's about that. But this one, yeah, even his look, the way how he's even looking and how he has his hand on his finger in the pause frame, like, yeah, he think he too cool. He's too cool. He too tough. That's what he thinks. Let's go on.
Graduate from Tequila, Georgia, like his brother Russell, and had no prior convictions. Detectives first began their questioning with the woman in talk. Linda.
I'm Detective Lane. This is Detective Smith.
I know you're pretty upset right now. You okay? Do what?
I want to know what's happening.
Okay. So we have an individual who was robbed of his items, okay? And that took place in the apartment that was registered to you and Russell. Okay, so that's kind of how we got to where we're at today. Okay, so talk to me about Friday.
Glenda was asked about the day Marcos and his friends met her.
Tell me how that occurred. Just start at the beginning and kind of walk me through.
I didn't mean for that.
Okay.
We needed the money. I planned on selling my body. How are you meeting these guys?
What? Not that. How dare you say you didn't mean for this to happen? Yes, you did. You just said we didn't mean for this to happen, but we needed the money. You know that you're luring men in there to beat them up and rob them. How can you say that you didn't mean for this to happen? Or only are you talking about somebody losing their life from what you did? But you don't have no problem with robbing men, right? That's what you're crying about? Is that what you're sad about? Like, come on, man, lady, you gotta stop this. We gotta stop this. Oh, yeah. You can also definitely check out the video with me and my brother Freezy. I was on his channel a couple of days ago. We had a good conversation. Shout out to you, Miss Jalen, for putting that in there. And thank you for letting everybody know about. Go ahead and support my brother Freezy's channel. No captivity, good content, good discussions. William said, girl, totally different to her Facebook profile picture, as many people do on their page. Yeah, she looked completely different. Completely different. Like, I mean, I can understand if you want to spruce up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? You get older and stuff like that. You know, things change a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You get a little bit more freckles, a little bit more sunspots, maybe a little lines here and there. You know, you want to make things look a little bit more smooth. But they be going way out of extreme with these filters. Filters be making you look into a whole different person. Let's see. Wait, not the three. Yeah. I'm sorry, Miss Jalen. My bad. My apologies. Sean says she was in on it. She knew what was happening. Yeah, I totally agree. But right now we're gonna see probably. I'm assuming we're going to see someone go into self-preservation mode and watch her throw her man and all of them under the bus, as she was, quote unquote, forced to be out there to be the trap. Yeah, whatever, chick.
Meet me. I was planning on having sex with all three of these dudes. I was like, yes, we're all $60. And I was like, okay, that's $180. That's half of my room that I need to provide a roof over my head and food.
Glenda said that Russell and Zarius were there only for her protection, but things did not go well the day she met Marcos.
Russell and Zarius was just there in the back room just in case if I got... It didn't go wrong.
Yeah, so how did we get to this point?
I started feeling on the dude, and then I went to the bathroom to, I guess, clean myself, and then that's when they just jumped out. Zarius had the baseball bat, and Russell, they both just jumped out. I was confused. I didn't know.
So you didn't know they were going to do that?
No, I had no idea. I was
okay, so you're in the room and they jump out. Did you tell them to stop?
What did I tell you? I told you she was gonna literally like Just turn on them in the quickness. Turn on them in the
quickness. Like, you
quickness.
should go. I was in shock. I was going to legit owe myself because I mean, when you're in desperate need of money, when you're homeless, basically, I'm trying to have baby and stuff. I'm just trying to figure
Where's your baby at?
defects.
Glenda said that her daughter was in foster care and she needed to get her back.
Is it your child with Russell? With Russell, yes.
So you said Zarius had that. He hits the guy. How many times did he hit him?
This dude was like trying to fight them. He fell. They kept beating on him. And I guess the dude, passed out or something, and they literally dragged him to the tree.
But you didn't plan for them to do that, right?
No problem, Maria. Thank you.
I mean, you kind of knew that they were probably going to just try to take his stuff, right?
Glenda seemed unprepared for the actual questions detectives had.
You had planned just to take their stuff and you're not actually going to sleep with them?
Possibly. I didn't know I was going to beat him like that.
Okay.
It broke my heart, literally. I cried that night.
So what did they take from him? What did you guys take from him?
They took literally just his wallet and his phone. So I'm willing to return the money to the guy.
Okay. So how long was it before his friends went to go find him?
Sirius had the phone, and the people kept calling the person's phone. Darius answered. It was like, I beat your man, your friend.
Uh-oh. Hold on. I guess I want to stop again. Hey, when it does that. And we was doing so well. All right, so while we're trying to catch up, Brucey says, hold on. Everything want to freeze now. Brucey says, remember, if you're interested in receiving the Corner Boys Cup, or as Miss Jalen Cup, my email is in the description. Thank you so much, Brucey. I truly appreciate you. Sean says, tell your man to get a job. That would have been more than $180 a week. Yep. I
took in my tree just to him.
She cried that night. Yeah. Oh, yeah, right. So sympathetic. I cried, but I still allowed them to happen, and I didn't call the cops, and I still took the money. But look at me. I'm so remorseful. It's getting yeah, I know, right? It always does that, Sean. I don't understand why. I don't understand why this happens. All right, let me move it a little bit further. All right here. Okay, let's see if it works now. No. Come on.
But you didn't plan for them to do that, right?
Sorry, guys. Sorry. It always does that when we start to get good.
I mean, you kind of knew that they were probably going to just try to take stuff, right?
Glenda seemed unprepared for the actual questions detectives had.
Was that the plan, just to take their stuff and you're not actually going to sleep with them?
Possibly. I didn't know I was going to beat him. It broke my heart, literally. I cried that night.
So what did they take from him? What did you guys take from him?
They took literally just his wallet and his phone. So I'm willing to return the money to the guy.
Okay. So how long was it before his friends went to go find him?
Sirius had the phone, and the people kept calling the person's phone. Darius answered. It was
Yeah, William. She said, "Oh, so kind of her to
like beat your man, your friend."
guy back. Too late for that, right? Because he's gone, and she knows that. Yeah, it was playing fine, and I don't know why it's acting up now. It's probably because it's later on in the evening, and it's The juice is going. Let me see if I refresh it, if it worked better.
Okay. So what did they take from him? What did you guys take from him?
They took literally just his wallet and his phone. So I'm willing to return the money to the guy.
Okay. So how long was it before his friends went to go find him?
Sirius had the phone, and the people kept calling the person's phone. Darius answered. It was like, I beat your man, your friend, and I took them by the tree. Just go get him.
Why do you think Darius made those statements?
Russell at the time was saying, I feel bad for this dude. Like, this dude could be dead.
At any point, did you guys call 911?
No, Russell wanted to, I guess, make an anonymous call, and Darius was in the back like, no, you just have to stop being, y'all just go along with it. They're illegal, what they want to do.
All right, so on Sunday, what happened on Sunday?
That's crazy work.
That's whole.
Brucey said, you got to be a special kind of evil to lure anyone anywhere to do them harm. Yeah, it's a special place in hell for those type of people. I agree. Everyone is on the net at this time. Yeah, I don't know. Come on.
Hurt somebody if they hurt me. And then it was like, okay, we got this.
Well, let us talk to everybody else, and then we'll just come back and talk to you, okay?
Detectives then went to have a talk with Russell Williams and see if his story matched Glenda's.
We've talked to other people, and we know that there were some things happening where some people, ended up getting hurt. Okay. Ultimately, that apartment and where we know that things happened came back to you guys. But what I want you to do is just kind of explain it all to us so we can kind of understand what's going on, okay?
For sure. He was in the bad financial situation. That's all it is. And I have a job. We're trying to survive off of my income.
What do you work?
I'm a welder.
So we know there was an incident that occurred on Friday at the apartment, okay? So can you walk me through that?
Well, I guess she just ended up talking to one of her friends, her friend over to the apartment complex. I was talking to the guy, asking if he had any money. We asked, can we borrow some money? We were agitated. He got kind of forceful.
Russell's story began to differ from what the detectives knew.
He ended up trying to touch on Glenda. We were just trying to ask you for some money, ask you for some help.
Okay, so who hit who first?
I was telling him, yo, don't touch my wife. This is my wife. And then he ended up hitting me, and I had to hit him back. I actually just pinned him down, actually, honestly.
Okay, so you pinned him down.
I learned that trade from in the military.
So at what point did Zarius come in with a bat?
Yeah, I guess he was trying to defend me. Because, that's what brothers do.
Then what happens? What really happens after that?
After that, and I carried him down the stairs.
Okay.
Down the stairs.
What happened after that? Because we know that his friends were receiving some messages from the guy's phone.
We ended up sending a message of
Patient with you, but you're not being honest with us, man.
Oh, he's pissing me off. He's so pissing me off. Not you being prior service. Oh gosh, like Lord, take the wheel. What is wrong with y'all? Y'all getting on my nerves. Like seriously. Like what is wrong with y'all? First of all, your story doesn't even make any sense, okay? If you knew that your wife, supposedly, you're a welder, so you're supposed to be making enough money for $180. I know as a welder, they don't, depending on what you're a welder for, right? And whether if you're a freelancer or you're a part of some type of company and stuff, you can make good money as a welder. Definitely more money than $180. So if that's your wife, why do your wife, you being her husband, why do she has to go out there and possibly sell her body for $180? You make it make sense because the math is not mathing. And then you agreed to allow her to lure men there, and you really want the detectives to believe that you were just asking them for money? You just would like, listen, man, we're in a bind. We just need money. That don't make no sense. Y'all just said, I'll say this. Your wife just said that y'all two said, oh, nobody's going to care about them because they're illegals. So you know what that means? That means that you knew that these guys were just coming over and they're one of those workers that you usually go that do contracting jobs and stuff like that. And they get up at the crack of dawn in the morning and they wait to see if anybody needs them to help install anything for their house or gardening and things of that sort. So again, you know that these men are not wealthy. Your own wife spilled the beans who you were attacking, right? And why you were attacking them and why you thought that it was okay to do what you wanted to do and get away with it. Like, enough is enough. Oh my God, you're pathetic. You make me want to vomit. Fucking disgusting. Disgusting. Anyway, let's see. And shout out to my bro for the $10 super Freezy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Shout out to you. Truly appreciate you, bro. Truly appreciate you. Thank you so much. And he says, another really good show already shared. Thank you so much, bro. I truly appreciate you being here. Thank you. Salute, salute, salute. And thank you for the $10 super chat. Sean Wiggins says putting Zarius as the leader. Right. She's putting Zarius as the leader because she doesn't want her husband to get more, I would say, more time than Zarius. That's like literally she throwing his brother under the bus. I appreciate y'all being respectful. It makes it so much fun. It does. It really does. Right. Thank you so much again, Freezy. I appreciate it. Sean said Glenda broke from the script. This guy is sticking to the script. Yeah, exactly. She been broke from the script because, she can't handle herself and she's in self-preservation. Brucey said welders make scale 35 to 800 out. Thank you, Brucey. Thank you. Thank you. Exactly. Yeah, he doesn't make no sense. Right. Miss Jayla said he was pimping her. Yes, absolutely. He was. Because it doesn't make no sense. You're gonna tell me that you didn't know that your wife was soliciting her body for money, and you want to sit up there and tell the detectives that you're a welder and that you make money, y'all trying to make sure y'all take care of y'all bills and all stuff like that. But you luring, quote unquote, according to your wife, your wife said illegals, right? And I put that in quotation marks. Your wife said they're illegals. Nobody would care about them. So why would you go to them and ask them for quote unquote money? Hey, we need help. When you know that these particular people are trying to take care of their family too. They're trying to hustle and take care of their family just like you're trying to take care of your family. So you really want them to believe that that's what you call them fair. Therefore, no, you was full in on soliciting your wife and using her as a honey trap, because that's what they usually call them, honey trap, to lure these guys in. And y'all did what y'all did because y'all don't need nobody talking. The men was not traceable. Yep, day laborers, MJ. Yes, exactly. Sean said, ask people you don't know for money. Right. Come on now. Come on. How can you pimp out your wife and act all offended? Yeah, exactly. How could a man pimp out his own wife in the first place? You know how many people do it? Do you know how many women who are the ladies of the night have full-on husbands? It's a thing. It's been a thing. It's always been a thing. But let's go on. Hopefully it'll start crack-a-lacking now.
And hear all this stuff. You're trying to say that these guys fucked up on you first. We know that's not what happened. We know that you guys invited these gentlemen over there with the intentions of robbing them from the start. Simple as that. Yeah, they were fighting you back after you attacked them. Correct? I mean, there's a bloody baseball bat in your car registered to you. You want to explain that? What's going on, man? Like, what's going on in your life that you guys need to do this?
This is not what's going on in life. We just really wanted our daughter. That's all.
Explain that to me. When did you lose your daughter?
We couldn't afford to take care of her, so now she's in foster care. I don't know how, but somewhere down the road we became financially behind. All the bills that we had, like a car note, car insurance, we had credit people to pay back.
So this is understandable. This makes me feel like you actually are a human being. Do you understand?
Things took a drastic change for the detectives once they wanted to know who was the mind behind that action.
I guess my biggest concern here is whose idea was this?
I guess it was Glenda, right?
Okay. What's out in the bedroom? Where were you and your brother?
In a room.
What happened? Specifically, what happened?
I asked him if he had any money, and then he had me pushing back against the other side of the wall. That's when I just things getting in. Like,
How many times did you hit him?
I hit him like one time.
It's not true. We've been in that room. We saw the blood. We saw his face. His eyeball was out of his face completely. It's not from one hit. What happened in that room?
I ended up hitting him with the baseball bat.
How many times?
I would say maybe about 3 times. Just ended up cheating shit in the face.
Right, so you guys let the guy on Friday. You said that he was awake alive. You said something, right? Well, here's the thing. He's dead. We're homicide detectives, okay?
Dead as a result of injuries sustained during your incident. Is there anything else you'd like to tell to us?
Boom! Do the hammer on him like boom.
He didn't come out as easy with it, but he gave it up.
Russell tried to shape the story in his favor, but failed. Detectives then turned to their last suspect, Zarius.
We know that there were some incidents that have occurred over the past weekend, okay? We want to make sure that we're clear on your involvement and that you get to tell your side, okay?
All I know is that it was just like a little setup, basically. Okay. That I hid in one of the rooms was that as soon as his back was turned, I jumped out. Was that all I did was like hit him a few times to make sure he was on like the ground.
What'd you hit him with? Your fists, feet?
Fists.
Okay, what about the bat?
I have no problem with the bat.
We talked to everybody else and they say you had the bat. Okay, you may have hit him with your fist, but you also hit him with the bat. So which one did you do first?
It was the hand first.
Okay, and then when you hit him with the bat, how many times do you think you hit him?
3 or 4.
Whose idea was this?
I'm saying Glenda did. Glenda's.
And it was her idea for y'all to rob them.
Yes.
Detectives then told Zarius what happened with the guy they beat up.
The guy from Friday is dead.
We are homicide detectives, and he died as a result of the injuries that he sustained on Friday.
Did you know that he had gone that far when he was unconscious, laying there gurgling?
I mean, I thought that he was going to recover from that. Yes, I thought he was.
Interesting reaction, man.
All right, sit tight for us, okay?
No, you
Detectives then returned to confront Glenda Carter's story.
No,
but
you
after talking to the guys,
I'm just going to tell you right then and there, he didn't think that guy was going to recover, and he didn't want that guy to recover. You beat him, and you beat him, and you beat him like that because he fought back. He didn't just allow you to rob him. He pushed, he snuffed you, he was fighting back, and that's why you whacked at him numerous of times the way that you did. You knew the last guy that they're talking about, the one from Friday, he wasn't getting up from that. And that's why y'all put and positioned his body outside on the lawn over there in that area like that. You knew that he wasn't getting up. That's why you said those messages to his friends that were looking for him and why he haven't come back and why they heard him screaming in the background, because you knew what you were doing to him. Yeah, he do got the demon in him. Yes, Freezy. Yes, he got the demon in him. Absolutely. Sitting up there talking about, I only hit him 3 to 4 times. Not the way how you cracked him. Y'all saw the bat. That wasn't a metal bat. Now, if it was a metal bat, I can understand maybe within 4 to 5 cracks, you could have did what you did to his face and his head, fracture it the way that you did. Not with no wooden bat. You hit that man hard, and you definitely hit him more than 3 times. You definitely hit him more than 3 times. So you know you had full intent to unalive that man. And again, if you were just only beating him up because he was fighting back, Why would you crack him in the head with it? Why not hit him on his arm, his leg? He could have had a broken leg. He could have had broken ribs. You purposely was hitting him in his face as if you had some type of hatred against this man. Demonic creature. Anyway, let's go on. Let's look at demonic creature number 2.
It didn't take long for her to come clean.
Looking okay? A couple things came up in our other
Oh, yes, I
interviews.
did, Freezy. Thank you so much.
It was
I
your
appreciate
idea
you. Thank
to
you
rob
so
these
much,
guys.
bro.
Is that true?
I didn't help them do it. I just brought the guy. I didn't know what to do.
Okay, but you knew that they were going to be robbed.
I didn't know that they was going to be hurt, though.
Okay. The victim from yesterday had some pretty bad injuries. He underwent some surgery for his hand. He also had a broken arm. Okay. The victim from Friday is deceased. He's dead as a result of the injuries he sustained from you guys.
Well, what's going to happen, honestly?
Y'all are going to be looking at felony murder charges. Okay?
So we're all going to jail today?
Absolutely, yes.
Will I be able to contact family before we go to jail?
No, ho!
We might let you do that.
No. I just at this point feel like I need to kill myself because look what I've done.
Listen, you have a child to think about, all right?
Yes, and I'm possibly pregnant with another one. So it's like...
No, I appreciate you, Freezy. Thank you so much. You used to be trying to play the games with me. Thank you so much, bro.
Well, I don't think that's true. Listen.
Then you'll be transported to the jail. You'll see a judge rather soon in the next couple of days who will explain everything to you in regards to your charges, okay? And you'll be able to get an attorney or have one appointed to you.
Shockingly, the sympathy for Glenda and Russell due to their daughter also turned into a sad revelation. After detectives tried to know more about the little girl from the Department of Family and Children's Services, it turned out that Glenda had no child in foster care, she was not pregnant, and she did not have a child ever.
So I talked to the Department of Family and Children's Services, and I was able to find out that they do not have a child actually, and they have lied about it before. And other times where Glenda's had run-in with the police, she uses that as kind of a tactic where she's told them that she can't go to jail because she has a child at home that she needs to take care of. But they were able to confirm that that's never happened.
Within 28 hours, detectives closed the case and arrested all 3 suspects.
Oh, I can't
Glenda
stand
Carter
them.
was arrested on the charges of murder, aggravated assault, and armed robbery. She was later convicted of all 3 charges. Glenda's partner, Russell Williams, entered an offered plea to murder, aggravated assault, and armed robbery. He was sentenced to life in prison along with his brother Zarius, who would also spend his life in prison for murder, aggravated assault, and armed robbery. A simple man from Mexico who was working hard in America to give whatever comfort he could to his parents back home and create a better life, did not deserve to lose his life the way he did.
Pues era bien trabajador, bien alegre, tenía muchas amistades, lo querían mucho. Pues sus sueños eran de que él se iba a Estados Unidos. Dijo, yo me voy para ayudarte porque tú andas cosiendo en la costura y ya ni siquiera ves para ensartar la máquina. Él viajó por tener una vida más bien, para darnos una vida a nosotros bien.
In the last moments when Marcos's mother saw her son, she showed the heart of a warrior and hoped to keep his son alive by donating his organs.
Cuando él estaba en el hospital, la doctora habló conmigo y me dijo que mi hijo tenía muerte cerebral. Me dijo que si podía yo donar sus órganos porque él tenía todos sus órganos bien. Puso muchas vidas por delante.
Before ending the video, we would like to pay our heartfelt condolences to Marcos Guerra's family. May his soul forever rest in peace. For more such stories, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Mysterious 7. If you have a recommendation about a case you'd like us to cover, feel free to drop a comment.
Oh yeah, so that is another channel, video essays channel that I love. Go drop by, subscribe to them, Mysterious 7. They do great videos as well. As you see, we just saw one of their videos. Yeah, serve them right. I'm glad they got the sentence that they do. I hope those two brothers become butt brothers to a couple of people in what's the name, and Shorty need to get rocked a couple of times every day where she's going, right? The fact that you had the audacity to lie, both of y'all had the audacity to lie about children that y'all don't even have. And and it makes sense why you would use the foster care system, because a lot of kids do get lost in the foster care system, especially if paperwork and stuff is not filled out correctly. And that's how strategic and demonic that they are, that they knew how foster systems can make those type of mistakes. So it would be very hard for them to really pinpoint whether or not if they're lying about some missing kid. But these people are purely unbelievable, demonic. It was really demonic and disgusting what they have done to these guys. Shame on them. Truly, beyond me, shame on them. Disgusting, demonic people. Serve them right. And, prayers and respect to that man's family. He didn't deserve that. None of them deserve that, really. None of them. I don't even care. None of them deserve that. Let's see. Yeah, it is heartbreaking. It's really definitely heartbreaking, especially hearing the mama speak. She's a warrior. She's staying strong as possible because, me, if that would have been my son, oh my God, I would have been crying like Rambo trying to shoot up everybody in the club. But if that was my son, God forbid, knock on wood, that never ever happens. But yeah, she's a warrior for that one. William said, manipulator of what the love reaction, MJ, when you heard that one classic lie. Is so sad for this man's family. Son trying to build a life and goes places looking for love, sadly in the wrong place, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, even like that, please don't do that. That's not where you look for love, right? And if you're just looking for some smacks, I don't care what you have to do. I'm telling you, this is another PSA. Build up your money. I don't care how you have to do it. Stack up and rack up and go to a more professional place. Don't go to these damn sites. Don't link up with these people. Don't do it. Don't do it. Stay your asses off these damn fucking sites. Seriously, stay your asses off the sites. I'm saying this for men, and I'm also saying this for women. Stay off these sites. Period. Don't do it. Don't do it. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah, Flower, that's what he was trying to do, or a lady of the night per se, and he got. That's just terrible, though. Very terrible. All right, good folks, I have one more case for you, and then we're going to go ahead and call it a night. So make sure you hit the like button for me. I truly appreciate it. It helps the channel. If you don't like it, you can hit the thumbs down. It still helps the channel. And then share this out to anyone who would be interested in reviewing these type of cases with us, or being, or kicking with us in the chat, having immersive conversations. Sometimes, they derail off to other things, but they're really funny and cool in the chat, right? So shout out to my wonderful mods and everybody that comes and support my day ones, my regulars. I truly appreciate you as always. So last but not least, this case is about another dumb killer thinks that she can just poison her husband. Apparently this happened back in 2006. I might be one of those. We might see a crier, guys. We might see a wailer. Who knows? But we're gonna look at this. We're gonna look into this one. All right, let me go ahead and pull up my screen, and here we go.
Back in the year 2006, Matthew Podolak walked into the ER complaining about severe back pain. The doctors believed he might have kidney stones, but Matthew wasn't responding to treatment, and he passed away the next day. An autopsy was done on his body, and it was determined that Matthew died from antifreeze poisoning. His family immediately pointed their fingers at his fiancée, Holly McFeature. They told police that their relationship was toxic, and Matthew wanted to leave her, but he was afraid of losing his children. It would take quite some time before the authorities decided they had enough evidence to file a circumstantial case against her. This meant that they had no physical evidence proving she did it. However, there was enough information to show that she had the most to gain from his death.
All right, Holly, we're investigating the death of Matthew Podolak. The coroner's office has ruled it a homicide.
Correct.
county prosecutor has made a decision to send the case to the grand jury against you.
That's fine. I mean, I don't have anything to hide. I didn't do anything, so.
Okay.
I mean, if I don't feel comfortable answering a question, I can just say.
Did you say I decline to answer? Or?
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Okay. Did you and Matthew have any fights, physical? Did you call the cops? So you remember calling police one time?
Yeah, I don't remember calling twice. There was a time where he punched me in the chest when I was pregnant with Joshua. I don't remember if I made a police report at that point or time not. Yes.
So one time you called the police. Was there other times that you got into fights and you didn't call the police? Or?
Well, I mean, we're not perfect. I mean, we got in disputes.
No.
I mean, we got in disputes, yeah. I mean, nothing worth calling the cops over.
So how many times, you had mentioned earlier, Matthew had caught you at the house with a particular guy he didn't like?
It was a friend of mine.
He didn't like the guy?
It was because he assumed something was going on when that wasn't the case. I had a friend over, we were talking, and he came home and he didn't like it. He got jealous because I had a friend over.
So did Matthew ever?
So one thing I would definitely say is shout out to Matthew's family, who was more aware about their relationship and knowing that it was toxic and knowing that she probably have said many times that or threatened to take his life or anything of that sort. And probably also know the character of Matthew, that he didn't have no enemies. He went to work. He was just a regular, normal guy, because we need those type of character witnesses, right? Because for her, she could just be like, well, I don't even know where that happened. But it's like you don't swallow antifreeze, on a regular basis. I don't know why would antifreeze ever be going into your mouth. And if it accidentally goes into your mouth, like a little bit, let's say you had some on a glove and you touched your mouth and you forgot to take the gloves off or whatever, right? That quantity is not enough to kill you. But let's go on. Let's hear what she has to say. She's talking about everything else and talking about she was bringing guys to their house and he had a problem with it.
Have any kind of enemies?
At work, he would use the N-word all the time when he was referring to people. He worked with a lot of black men
at his job?
Yes, in the factory.
Okay, so he has a lot of black guys at his job.
And he didn't get along with a lot of them.
Oh, any particular reason?
Yep. Right, William.
I don't know. He would just say that, no, because Matt was a supervisor, and if he would go up to him and tell them, listen, you're not doing something properly, they would get in a fight. That's the only thing I mean, he would come home and vent. That's the kind of stuff I would hear. Other than that, I got nothing.
The detectives asked Holly to recall the events leading up to Matthew's death.
He went to the doctor one time, and that was at the end, because I begged him to go, because he was sick.
He got sick? How did he get sick?
That was the problem. We didn't know. He was sick for like 3 weeks. And he's having problems.
From what to what?
So I stopped it right there. Hopefully it'll pick up when I hit it again. So she just told something or said something that is going to dig her a deep, deep hole. So this guy been sick for 3 weeks. So that whole year he calls the N-word to his co-workers because they weren't doing the work properly and they were getting an argument after that. You was trying to throw the black men under the bus as they could have been potential suspects of them harming Matthew. But you just dropped the bomb by you saying that he's been sick for 3 weeks. If he's been sick for 3 weeks, now they're about to ask you, what is it? You telling me for 3 weeks this man don't go to the doctor or go to his primary, doctor to find out what's going on with him, whether or not if he has constipation, whether or not if he's suffering from an ulcer, whether or not if anything, what I'm saying, chest problems, anything like. So for 3 weeks, this guy is sick and he's going to work too. She said that keyboard is loud. And Miss Jalen said, "Get a lawyer." I agree. She need to get a lawyer. But her saying that right there is damaging because what was found in his system? Do y'all pick up what I'm putting down? If he was sick for 3 weeks and you telling me that he didn't go to the doctors, they would have found out if by running tests what was wrong with him. That's number one. And number two, it clearly shows that he was being poisoned for a certain period of time, and that's how he got that amount of antifreeze in his system. But she's dumb. Let's go on.
What month?
Yeah, July. Everything happened in July.
Hey, Cindy, how are you? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Let me see if I can get this to fix again. Come on, come on.
You went to the doctor before he died? You
Yeah.
went to the doctor?
On Thursday. And because he was having issues going to the bathroom. He was having lower back problems, and we all told him, because Sharon was begging him, he was having issues going to the bathroom. And he refused to go to the doctor for weeks. He was complaining that he was in pain, his lower back, it was just getting worse. And finally, I was like, that's it. And his friend Russell gave him the name of this doctor to go to, and I took him. We finally went to the doctor, and the doctor did, he talked to him and explained to him the situation. He said, I want to get CAT scans. So we went downstairs and we got CAT scans to see his kidneys, see if he had kidney stones, because the doctor said that based on his symptoms that it was kidney stones. And then when we got the test results, they saw little pictures of kidney stones, and he gave him these little packets of pills that were supposed to help dissolve them.
Did Matthew ever tell you what made him sick?
No, he didn't know what it was.
Did you know what made him sick?
No.
So when you got to the hospital, what did the doctors tell you?
They said it was his kidneys. They said his kidneys were shutting down, and that they were going to have to do dialysis on him. And this happened, they told us this, and we thought they were going to start dialysis right away, but they didn't start it till the next morning. And then they started dialysis. Well, they went to go and wake him up. He wasn't waking up, and they were all panic stricken, and he still wasn't waking up. And all of a sudden, they checked his heart because they were concerned about his heart, because they have, how they have you hooked up to all that stuff. It kept going back and forth, so they checked it, and his heart started acting weird, like the rhythms were off, and they said his potassium level was low.
Yeah, she's an evil little thing. Like, if you really think about it, look who she's talking about, her boyfriend in this way. Like, your boyfriend just lost his life, and you're talking like you're speaking about your, I can't even say dog, right? Because, pets are family members. People be wailing when something's wrong with their dog, right? She's not showing any, like, I'm distraught. The man that I love is gone. He was suffering for weeks, and we didn't know what was wrong with him. And I begged him, please, babe, go to the doctor, find out what's going on. I got your family involved. They're begging you to go to the doctor to see what's going on. You can't even go to the bathroom and all the stuff like that. And she's just talking so nonchalant about the whole experience in the hospital. This lady is wicked. She's really wicked. Williams said toxicology would show he had it in his system, how much he had and how long it was from the start to the finish. It was there. Right. I'm just annoyed. I'm annoyed, guys. Sorry. Hey, problem child, what's going on with you? Brucey said, it is. That's why people use it to poison other people's pets. The pets like the taste. Right. Mm-hmm. Let's go on. I'm so annoyed.
They put him in ICU. They sent me in the down. And they're like, we need to go home and get some sleep. If anything changes, we'll call you. Just come. So I got home. I went to bed at like 6 o'clock in the morning. I got a phone call from the hospital. They're saying you need to come back to the hospital. I said, what's wrong? They're like, you just need to come to the hospital. So I get to the hospital.
Hospital called you at 6 a.m.?
The hospital called me. And they're like, you need to come in. I said, okay, what's going on? And they're like, we can't tell you that over the phone. You just need to come in. So I raced to the hospital. I was in ICU. The nurse met me in the house in the hallway and said, we need to put a stent in his heart. They took me to the waiting room and they're like, you need to wait right here. So I didn't hear anything back for a little bit, so I went back in. I said, what the hell's going on? And they're like, well, we can't do the stent now because his heart isn't keeping this. His heart wasn't cooperating to where they could go in and put the temporary thing in. I said, can you please tell me what's going on? And he said, his body's shutting down. And I said, well, how is all this happening? We were just with you Thursday. You told us you just had kidney stones. How the hell's all this stuff going on? And then he's like, I'm going to go get more information. I'll be right back. So I'm sitting there with my son still, trying to call Matt's dad, trying to get a hold of him. It was the worst 24 hours ever. That's all I can really say. I mean, everything just, it was one thing after another. One thing was shutting down after another. They were doing, I had nurses, doctors telling me what they were doing. I said, well, just do whatever the hell you have to do. Just make I said, what happened to the stint? They were going to try and do the stint again. That didn't happen.
As Holly recalls the traumatizing events leading up to her fiancé's death, she doesn't shed a single tear. She tells the story as if it was all just a giant inconvenience to her.
Exactly.
But she didn't want her future husband.
Like, it's crazy how she's talking about this. This is supposed to be the man that you marry, the one that you love, and all the stuff like that. And not a tear comes down.
As she finishes her story, the detective interrupts her and asks her if she poisoned Matthew.
Did you give Matthew any type of poison?
No.
Did you give Matthew any type of brake fluid?
Brake fluid? No.
Did you give Matthew any type of antifreeze?
No.
Well, what the hell made Matthew ill?
That's a good question. We were told it was kidney stones.
Okay.
That's what we were told.
Okay.
And then when everything happened and they did the autopsy, that's when they said that it was something else. This is the father of my children, my fiance, the person I was going to spend the rest of my life with. I'm not going to hurt him in any way possible.
Yeah, you're full of shit. You're full of shit, and your body language shows how much full of shit you are. You're turtling in the seat, knowing that you're feeling you're getting a little flustered. You have your bag as a coping mechanism so you can keep your story straight and not change the tonnage of your voice while you're answering these questions. And even the way how you even answer the question when he asked you, did you give him poison? The way how you said, no. Oh, I don't know. When the detective asked you what made him sick, he was not referencing what the doctor told you. The doctor's going to go in and they're going to, when they do the initial examination, yes, if he has some problems that's already going on with him, he's an older guy, he probably smoke, he probably drink, he probably doesn't eat that well, right? We're Americans, right? You're going to see little things pop in your little tests and stuff like kidney stones or wherever not. But you still never really told the detective when he actually started to get sick and whether or not, did y'all tell the doctors, did he eat something 3 weeks ago that didn't sit well with his stomach or anything? Did y'all did y'all remove certain things out of his diet because you realized that he wasn't getting better? Like, we would have heard that if it was something, if it was something in regards to that. But it was so funny how you tried to allude that, he could have potentially gotten harm or potentially have enemies from at work because he likes to say racial slurs. Girl, bye. Got her. Girl, bye. Brucey said, women who poison their spouses are sick. To watch the person you're supposed to love slowly die from the inside out and then act like you care, diabolical. Yeah, I agree. And he also says, I only know from getting it splashed on my face and putting it in. You got to be careful. Okay, Brucey, you got to be careful. He said they had to look for it, though. That's not a standard test. Right, they had to look for it. They had to look for it eventually because nothing was popping up from the regular testers that would have pointed out that he had antifreeze in his system. Unless they started to do blood work. Well, that means that the blood work had to come back. Murder is cold-blooded act in any case, in my opinion. And I agree, too. Sean said, your kid's father and you're not emotionally talking about it. Right, exactly. Right, too calm. She's too calm about it. Bet she researched it, and the effects on the body has given police many things that they can check up on, i.e. phone call at 6 a.m. Oh, absolutely. I would check her cell phone. I would check her Google search. I would check her web. I would check her hard drive. I would check her laptop. There's so many things. I'll even look and see if she was listening to a podcast that was dealing and talking about antifreeze and why you have to be careful when you use it. Flower says she's a cold one. She's definitely is. Miss Jalen said, how does this woman just sit there with no remorse? Yeah. Not Miss Jalen saying that's William's client. She said, get your client, William. She has life insurance policy on him. Watch. Yeah, I think so. If we're going to definitely think about the intent of why she did all this, she probably already have life insurance policy. She probably already have the home in their name, right? Or we might even find out that he was probably not even going to marry her anymore. And she felt that, he chose his family over her. Many things to think about. There's so many avenues that we can go about what her intent on why she did this to her fiance. Well, let's go on.
To what?
Insured?
Medically or
No,
like life insurance?
Life insurance, 401k.
Under the impression that I was aware of until after he passed away, as far as I knew, the only thing he had at work was his 401k plan. I didn't find out that he had life insurance until at the funeral home when his uncle told us.
A day after Matthew died, Holly cleaned out his bank account. Since Matthew's mother was named beneficiary and in charge of his estate, she pressed charges against Holly. Holly pled guilty to forgery and was placed on probation.
Hold on. There we go. Thank you, Brucey. You was absolutely right. You was absolutely 100% right. It was the money. How the hell you clean out his bank accounts? And you know what's so funny? He knew something was up with you because he made sure that his mom was the beneficiary and she had control of everything. I'm sure he was going to change all that once he walked down the aisle with you, but just for precautions, when he wasn't married and he was a single person, he had it with his mom. Thank God he did the smart thing and he made someone, in charge of it, someone in his family that he can trust. Because look what this raggedy asshole just did. After the funeral, you go into his accounts and you wipe it clean, knowing that is not even your money. That just shows you the mindset of this woman. That is not your money, and it still ain't your money. You never walked down the aisle with this guy. He was never officially your husband. He didn't say that you get any of that money. He never said that to you. If that was the case, he would have put it in a will. He could have did that. You could create a will anytime. hey, if anything happens to me, I'm going to get you A, B, and C. I'm going to give you this, A, B, C, and D. I'm going to give my kids this, A, B, C, and D. You ran in there and wiped out all his accounts and got a death certificate and went and collect on his insurances and his 401k as if you were his wife, his legal wife, even though y'all never made it down the aisle yet. Disturbing. That is very disturbing, guys. It's so disturbing. Oh, Flower, good night, dear. Good night. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. Truly appreciate you, dear. Good night. She said, I had to miss the West drugstore. Oh, no problem, dear. No problem. No problem. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's see. Brucey said, woohoo! No applause, please. Just throw the money. My pet pal is Brucey. Sean says, straight to the money, right? Yep. And Nunu said, motive. You that wasn't hers. Right, exactly. It wasn't yours. It's not yours. It's disgusting. That just shows you her mindset. Like, she was just all about the bag. All about the bag. And you know what? With the antifreeze, hold on, let me put on my camera. Let me put on my camera real quick. Hold on. My bad, guys. I be trying to get something to eat, drink a little, and probably go to the restroom. Something that I don't want to do it on a camera. But no, like, seriously. Don't she remind you of the Black Widow? Y'all heard of like the Black Widow trope, right? She got the whole Black Widow trope. If I was them, I would look back in her history. How many times have you been engaged? I mean, normally the Black Widow actually married a man, and then within a month or 2 months or something like that, they end up, unaliving their husbands and taking their and inheriting their wealth. But what if she's a Black Widow that does it to her fiancés? I will look back in her history and see, how many times have you been engaged, man? More than 6, 7? Because she really is acting like a Black Widow. She hit all the marks of the Black Widow trope. She hit it all. She hit it all. She hides her face so we can't laugh at her reaction. That Rissy! William said, depends on how long they're living together. So cohabitating after 3 years made her a common wife law. Right, but it depends on the state, because not every state recognize common law anymore. A lot of states stopped recognizing common law. There is no common law. If you are not legally bound to a person, they don't care if you shacking up. To them, you're still shacking up. Let's see. It said, "Won't even get your money up front." Like, yes, ma'am. I bet she do give Black Widow vibes. She does. She really does. Just hearing the story is bringing me back to Black Dahlia. And let's go on. Let's go on. I'm telling my age. Let's go on.
For a year.
Is it a fact that while you were at the hospital with Matthew, you took his debit card and withdrew some money out of his account?
No, that happened like 4 days after he passed away, and the only reason why I did that was so I could pay the bills.
Isn't it a fact when you left the hospital? Is that it? You left the hospital?
While he was at the hospital.
I'm gonna guess his family told you that bullshit, because that's just...
No, the family...
No, you can check it. You can check the records. That never happened until after the funeral. Because his mother filed charges against me, claiming that I stole money that belonged... No, because, first of all, that money is our money. That money needed to go towards the bills, and that's where all that money went to.
That ain't your money,
supporter of our family. He had just deposited his check on Friday. The rent needed to be due on the 5th. All the bills needed to be paid because he hadn't paid anything. Not that everything was just sitting there on the desk. I had to pay all that stuff. Everything was due. That's where every single bit of that money went. All that money. Rent was $800. Gas bill, electric, everything. His whole check went towards bills. It's not like I went on a shopping spree.
Do you remember one time being in a bar in Parma with your sister singing about a song from the Dixie Chicks? You know who the Dixie Chicks are?
Yeah. We do karaoke all the time.
Earl's Gotta Die. You know that song?
Yeah.
And then laughing about it with the reference about an abusive relationship where the female poisons the man and he dies.
It's a song. Yes. It's a karaoke song.
Would you classify your relationship with Matthew as being abusive?
No, I wouldn't call it being abusive. Joshua was very, very, very colicky. Okay, this was the only time he was ever left alone with Joshua by himself. I went to the grocery store. I remember. Came home.
Yes,
Joshua was screaming.
A long time ago, William. It sure did.
And Matt was so upset and started screaming at me that I left him home alone with Joshua. You know that I can't take him crying. You know that it's hard. And I don't know if any of you guys ever been around a colicky baby, but it's not easy. He just doesn't stop crying. And he came up the steps.
That was Joshua, right?
Joshua. He came up the steps and he was crying. And Matt came up the steps because he was on the computer and he said, "Take him away from me, so help me God, I'm gonna throw him out the window, I can't stand this." And he's sitting there literally holding him, shaking him, screaming at him, telling him to shut up. This happened in the kitchen, I remember vividly. And I was just...
So here she goes. We knew this was gonna happen, guys. We knew this was gonna happen. Here she goes now trying to lead the victim of this crime as a cruel, horrible person, but yet you were still going to marry him. He's shaking your son, y'all children. He's shaking them in a violent way, violent manner. He's telling them to shut up and stuff. And you mean to tell me, as a mom, that's just gonna be okay? That's gonna be okay? That he's shaking and roughing up your children, obviously they're babies, young kids, and you're also still going to marry him with that knowledge, but you're going to use anything now to try to paint yourself as some victim. You didn't do anything. You're just distraught. This is the guy that you wanted to spend the rest of your life with, and he's over. But look what you're doing. You're trying to curse him in death. You're literally trying to ruin his reputation in death, that he would literally harm his children in that way. Knowing that you can crack a kid's skull or break a kid's neck if you shake them so hard, or you doing this and stuff like that. But you want them to believe. You want them to believe. I get frustrated sometimes when I see this happens, Brucey said his money went to her nails, secret lunch with her boyfriend at Motel 6. I agree. He gave her the money for the bills and he worked. She's the one who didn't pay the bills. Bet, right? Don't believe that. I don't believe that either. I don't believe that either at all. But she's literally trying to ruin his reputation in death, right? Just like how, no, I got the money out after the funeral, but the mother been put pressed charges against you before the funeral. Why? She pressed charges because she realized that the money wasn't in the account, and you agreed to it. You agreed to it. You committed. You admitted to forgery. Thank God this guy didn't leave her anything, and she got charged for taking his money. Yeah, exactly. He was probably better to that kid than she was. If she's literally throwing him under the bus like that, I don't put nothing past her. I can't.
In complete shock to see him like that, just yelling at our son like that.
After telling the detectives how Matthew was yelling at his child, the detective brings up the time Holly was investigated by Child Services for an incident with her daughter in their driveway.
Has 696 Kids ever investigated you?
Yes.
You smacked her in the driveway one time?
Yeah, I remember the day exactly.
Not this girl. Not you trying to sully your your fiance who you poisoned to death, not you trying to sully his reputation for being a child abuser, when you, in fact, slapped your daughter across the face in a parking lot and actually have a child abuse case on you. Is that not the kettle calling the pot black if I ever see it? How are you going to... You doing everything under the sun, ma'am. Ma'am, do you not know you have a history that can be looked up? You don't think that they looked up your history before they came and talked to you? And the way how you trying to position yourself that, listen, I was startled. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe he talked to our son that way and he roughed up our son that way. But you up here slapping your daughter in the face in parking lots like that's cool.
She wanted to take the dog to the park with us because we were going to go to the park. I had to go to the chiropractor and we were going to go to Brooklyn Park afterwards. And she wanted to know if she could take the dog. I said, yeah, you can take the dog, no problem. You and the dog could sit in the car while we're at the chiropractor. Well, then it dawned on me, you're not allowed to take dogs to Brooklyn Park. And I told her, I said, we're going to Brooklyn Park, you can't take the dog, I'm sorry. You're not allowed dogs there. And she got all nasty with me. I said, go put the dog on the leash, we're leaving. I have to do that.
You argued about the dog.
We argued about it. She got out, she put the dog on the leash, she's like, I'm staying here. And she was sitting there just running her mouth, and I got out of the car, I grabbed her arm, I said, let's go, we're leaving. No, I'm not going to. And I smacked her in the mouth. Very simple. She was talking back to me. I'm not going to have my daughter talk to me that way. And one of the neighbors, I don't know who, but apparently that's abuse when you're disciplining your children. So I got called on.
Have you ever told anyone that you put something in Matthew's drinks, or when you wanted to stop putting something in his drinks, his kidneys started to fail?
Excuse me, no. No. I never put anything in his drink, so I would never say I did.
Is it the fact that you poisoned Matthew?
No, it's not a fact, because I didn't do it. I didn't do that.
Do you care to add anything further to your statement?
I don't know. There's so many things that I don't know that if you guys know any. I've been totally in the dark with this whole situation, like as far as his family. I don't know what you guys know. Did you guys, I don't know. All I know is what my PO told me, as far as everything that you guys have found so far. As
your
far
PO?
Not you with a PO! For that money situation. Take the wheel! She's the one who told me about how they found, I knew about the autopsy report, but anything after that...
The PO told you about this?
About how I'm like the #1 suspect, and they came in and did a whole bunch of handprints on me because, I don't know, some more checks were being written or something under Matthew's account, and
Well, how many checks did you write on his account?
I only wrote one. But this was after the fact. Nothing. I didn't do anything after that. No. Anything, and his mom took over everything. So if anything happened, that was all on his mom. She took everything.
I know.
This is a man who I loved. He's the father of my children. Everything just crashed in front of me. Everything. Dreams, our goals, everything. My whole life has completely been changed upside down. And I know nothing. And his family just despises me and does nothing but speak evil. And they've never helped or anything, even when he was alive. They're just... Matt was like the black sheep of the family. His brother was like the golden child. So, anything that his family says about me, I don't know. I can only imagine. She tried taking my van away. She tried taking everything away from us. Anything that had anything to do with Matt, she tried taking away from me and our kids.
Because you're a black widow.
I can't, it was horrible.
In the end, the case would go to trial. Prosecution argued that Holly was slowly putting the antifreeze into Matthew's iced tea that he took to work every day. One of Holly's ex-boyfriends would take the stand, and he would tell the jury that after a night of drinking, she told him that she had put something into Matthew's drinks. Another witness would say they saw antifreeze on the kitchen counter, and a third witness claimed Holly commented that she could easily get rid of Matthew. It would take the jury 3 days to reach a guilty verdict. Holly was sentenced to life in prison, with the possibility of parole after 34 years. What are your thoughts on this case? Holly's family claims she is innocent, while Matthew's family believes she is guilty. What do you think? Please share your thoughts in the comments below.
That whole guilty. That whole guilty. The family knew right. Matthew's family knew was right. And the fact that the shout out to the ex-boyfriend, shout out to the other people that came through and confirmed that they saw antifreeze on counter tables, weird, in the kitchen. Shout out to the fact that he told the truth, that she told him that she's been poisoning him, because that was how can I say it? Those particular statements were crucial for them to prove that she did it, right? Because at this time she could have gotten rid of the antifreeze bottle, right? Got rid of it, or say, hey, listen, the reason why it's in the garbage because he used it on the car the other day, the other week, whatever not, or he told me to pour it in my car needed it. You know, she could have made up some excuse in that way. I mean, I'm just glad that she's done for door knocks. You know, I'm really glad that she's done for door knocks. I'm really, really, really glad. And I'm glad that she got life in prison. Do I believe that she should have got life in prison with the possibility of parole in 30? Hell no, I don't. What she did to that man was horrible. He suffered, okay? It is not cool to watch every organ in your body shut down and you can't do anything about it. In excruciating pain, dehydration, leaky gut, internal bleeding. That's no, absolutely not. Nope. Don't give her no probation. Don't give her no probation. All right, good folks, that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for rocking out with me. Shout out to you guys. Welcome to all the newcomers to the channel. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you stay subbed and come and pick it up with us anytime. You know, I actually go live. I might go live tomorrow. I'll think about it. I'll let you know in advance if I'm going to go live or not. But I say thank you so much. I truly, truly, truly appreciate you. Make sure you're hitting the like button while you're going on with the rest of your evening or rest of your day. And I just also want to say this too. Listen, guys, the channel, we are at 91 or 92,000. So we are on the road to 100,000. And I want to say thank you guys so much. Yeah, truly, truly are helping me, and I appreciate it. You're helping building this channel. We are about to hit a great milestone, something that I never thought in my wildest dream will ever happen when I even decided to pick up a camera and pick up a mic and come to YouTube to even express any form of thought. So I truly, truly appreciate every single last one of you. You mean the world to me. And you know what? Who knows? When we hit the 100K, I might stand up and y'all might see what MJ really working with. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might see the real MJ. Who knows? But thank you all so much. And I will see you guys on the next one. Talk to you soon, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.